Hello, people of the internet. It is I, SoulWreckDragon here, back with more Fate Stay Night Remaster, where today we are going to be wrapping up the last little bits of Unlimited Blade Works, essentially going back through, picking different choices, seeing what those options lead to, and attempting to get the quote-unquote true ending. I don't know, I think that Reen having her harem is the true ending, but far be it from me to dictate these things. But if you are watching this on YouTube, please, for me, like this video, subscribe to my channel, it shows some support, comment if you've got anything to say, follow me on Twitch, it shows even more support and you can catch me live, and join the Discord in the description down below. But I was just taking a look at the flow chart there. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the load, and it's interesting, that actually says Epilogue 1. We have to go to the night before the final battle, because this will give us our... We're going to work our way from the closest to the end forwards. We will skip over scenes that have already been shown before, and we will only view the scenes that have not. Our goal... This is a true ending thing, I imagine, and this is also true ending. So, I know that true ending stuff involves interacting more favorably with Reen, and in fact, I still have the thing I up. So Dojo on night 15, so rather than doing that on night 15, I'm going to save that for the end because that is a Reen route thing. We're going to just say, think it over again. So this was essentially before the final battle, Shiro choosing who he's going to spend the last night with. He's going to spend it alone. Maybe I should spend some time alone. There's still time. If I go back to the beginning and think about everything that has happened in the Holy Grail War until now, I'm sure something akin to that servant's weakness would come up. Anything, Shiro? Oh, my body springs up. I can't believe I fell. Oh, Shiro. Not able to think of anything, I fell asleep the moment my body hit the floor. It's probably because of the fatigue I've been building up. I fell asleep almost immediately. When I wake up, it's already... It's not that bad. It's not even 1 AM. I only slept for 30 minutes. I for sure thought I would have overslept. I feel embarrassed just thinking how Tosaka would violently wake me up and give me a scolding. That was close. I can't let Tosaka see me like this, even by mistake. Are you awake? I jumped up thinking my heart was about to burst out. I'm awake, just so you know. I answer her as I'm trying to clean myself up. Is that so? Well, can you come to my room? I need to talk to you. And that's it. Tosaka didn't realize I dozed off for a bit and went back to her room. Huh? I don't know what she wants to talk about, but I should head there soon. I'm coming in. Okay, so... Oh! This is a Reen effect. So what do you want to talk about? ... What's up with her? She's the one who called me here, so why is she glaring at me? Are you in a really bad mood right now? I already know what she's gonna say, but it doesn't hurt to ask. What do you think? She'd obviously yell at me, but I really am curious, so I ended up asking her anyway. However... Never mind, it's not like I'm actually mad at you. Now she's making me even more confused. Do you have a fever or something? No, I don't. Ugh. Will you just sit down already? I'll think of something to deal with, Gilgamesh, since you can't think of anything by yourself. She drags me inside the room and locks the door. Then she slowly moves back into the room. Anyway, I start to move toward the center of the room. Facing toward her, I sit down across from her. And somehow we're both not saying a word. This feels awkward. About Gilgamesh. I know, you're going to tell me you don't want to have Saber fight, am I right? You're really considerate of her. Hold on, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm simply saying that Gilgamesh is a bad match for Saber, so we should rethink our formation, that's all. If Saber is defeated and no one is left to slow him down, Tosaka would be next. I see. Well, how do you propose we change our formation? I'm not going up against that Goldie. He's taking advantage of his treasury and has anti-magecraft armor on. He's a bad match for Saber, but an even worse match for me. Same for you. She's got a point. But I just can't forget those eyes. What Archer's gaze was trying to tell me. That golden servant, only Shiro Emiya can go up against Gilgamesh. So we will skip. So that leads to the same. I'm gonna just skip forward until we can see if we did get the next thing or not. Okay, yep. We did not get the new scene, so we're gonna go back to... Yep. I know, so it's specifically going to her in Night 15. I'm pretty positive it is specifically going to her in Night 15. So, we're gonna save that. We need to go now back to Showdown Conclusion Decision. This one will have no impact, so we'll just see the scene and then go from there. Hey, J6, welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Happy things, happy things. So this is... Archer versus... what's-his-face? And Shiro's debating whether to stop or not to stop. -3 to Seba, man. You really want her at the bottom, don't you, J6? You really want Seba at the absolute bottom of the rank-up order. Which is fair, you know? You do you. I kind of thought that the... Man, that puts her below both of the Raikos. Wow. Seba is now lower than both Raikos. Okay. Well, Bunny Toria is at the bottom, and Base Seba is right next to her now. But why should Shiro Amina try to stop Archer and what's-his-face from fighting? I have no right to stop them. It doesn't matter if he was Caster's puppet, Kuzuki didn't put a stop to what Caster was doing. Not only did he not stop Caster from draining the townspeople's magical energy, he even encouraged her to do it. In that case, even if Kuzuki is not a mage, he's still without a doubt a master in this war. To a master, defeating your opponent means killing them. He was aware of this fact before getting himself involved thus far, and he chose to fight knowing he will have to kill or be killed trying. Kuzuki is not seeking any help, nor is he admitting his defeat. The only thing that'll stop the man in front of me is death. But, as a master myself, how can I stop them? After a brief standoff, Kuzuki makes his move. I believe it was Mordred, yeah. His strike is just as swift and powerful. Like a viper striking at its prey, he aims between Archer's eyes with deadly precision. Archer dodges at the last second and swiftly pierces his chest. Interesting that he pierced the chest with a curved blade. So we're not going to skip because we are now going to go flowchart. That is that one done. Now back to the Einsburn Castle Lancer's Proposal. Is this a part of the thing? No. You've been watching the Pokemon World Championships and it is hype. Excuse me. Hey Janice, your message got automated. I'll allow it though. Because it's more just interesting. So, J6, your thing didn't get automated, but Janice's did get automated. That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. But welcome to the stream, Janice. How be things, how be things. Alright, I don't mind you joining us, Q, but under one condition. If you accept his offer, even if he is an enemy, his argument is correct. Tosaka and I alone can't beat Caster. Well, to be specific, Kancho and Bakuya look to be more for slashing rather than piercing, you know? But there should be some hope if we have Lancer's help. However... Alright, I'll believe your argument. But under one condition. I'll accept your help in defeating Caster and will trust you. But what? You want me to tell you who my master is? No, even if we're cooperating, stay away from Tosaka. Working on some plumbing? Got it, got it. The air freezes. Lancer becomes speechless as if he was completely caught off guard. Man, Shiro is staking his claim. I see, of course. That's way more important than my master. Right, kid? He starts laughing as if it's the funniest thing he's heard. What, is that bad? Just letting you know, but I won't let you have Tosaka. Of course not, it's not bad. In fact, I see you in a whole new light. Oh, that's great, young lady. This kid is head over heels for you. It's based off of, is mainly used for slashing, but it can stab, just not as effectively. Gotcha. What are you saying? We're not like that. Yes, we're just cooperating. Are you sure about that? Man, even Koo can see it. I mean, to be fair, he is a bit of a horn dog, but... You get on my nerves. What's with that know-it-all face? Rapiers aren't really used for slashing, to be fair. Janice, rapiers are not really traditionally used for stabbing. For slashing, they are more of a stabby stab weapon. Come on, say something, Shiro. Tell him we're just cooperating. Hey, say something, idiot. This is as if we, actually like each other. Hey, it's not as if. You guys are already in love with each other. It's obvious even to me, though you're both covering it up. Man, she'll be quite a handful, boy. I said primarily, I'm pretty sure. Lancer makes a sympathetic gesture. Well, I already know that Tosaka is a handful. Man, Shiro, you're not even denying. I mean, so, very clearly, either Shiro is denser than a black hole right now, even though it's explicitly being called out to him, or he's just in denial, or he's fully in admission of this. I reply with a sour look to let him know that there's no problem. Oh, how dependable. Then I shall be mindful when I interact with her. But, well, she's fun to tease, so I'll have fun on the way. You don't mind this much, right? Normally use rapiers to slash your opponent's hands and arms to disable create openings for the deadly blow. Alright, let's go with that. We'll get your help until we defeat Caster. When it's decided. Well, let's shake hands. Lanta comes up to me unarmed and shakes my right hand that I awkwardly put out. There are worrying factors, but we were able to obtain a reliable ally. All that's left is... I'm so mad. Whenever I'm calling it off with you guys, I'll go beat Caster by myself. How can I calm the roused Tosaka down? I mean... Shiro. Alright, so that is... a plus to Reen relationship. The next one is at the Einsburn Castle, again, versus Gilgamesh versus Berserker. And this one is, I'm essentially just not stopping Gil from getting Ilya right away. Oh, by the way, I did take Zahak's link, and there should be some sound alerts now. I don't know if the cost for them is reasonable or not. I also don't know if you guys have like a list or can get a list of alerts or anything like that, or how to expand your channel points and stuff. But those do exist now. We're gonna restrain ourselves. I restrain my body that wants to jump out. I see Tosaka biting her lips in the corner of my eye. I know. It's obvious Tosaka wants to stop him as well. But we'll be the ones killed if we do so. There's no way we can stop him. The man's arm reaches out to the girl in white. I can't breathe. My feet are on fire from wanting to jump out. My arms want to fly out over the terrace. I also added a text-to-speech thing for 100 bits. That I'm not so sure of if that's a good price or if I want to make it more expensive or not. That's definitely more of the test thing, but I just installed this all, like, before stream starts, so I have no idea if the sound alerts are actually working or not. So, yeah. My body is shaking like it's broken and tries to go against my brain's orders. It's as if my heart is shattered. Even then I suppress my voice and kill my will. I let the girl die as if killing myself. And it ends. The man pulled something out of the girl's body with his bare hands. Okay. So, that just... Did you guys hear that well? Because that came through my computer speakers, not my headphones. But did that come through as far as the stream goes? Also, an excellent time to applause, Janice. Truly, an excellent time. A red dripping object that looks like a fruit. The thing in the man's hands is, without a doubt, the girl in whites. Heart. We can say hearts. My mind burns down. The mind that has gone white is making my whole body shake with uncontrollable anger. Oh, I've been smelling something bad, but I see there's a scoundrel that's been snooping, The man's still holding the red thing in his right hand. How insolent of you. A mere mongrel should not look at me directly. It sounded so echoey. Okay, I will have to fix that then. He fires one of his countless noble phantasms at me. So do not skip that one. Yep, that is that scene. Now it goes all the way back to day 12. This is going to be more of splits. But that's fine. That's what today is all about. It's about wrapping up the unknown routes, see if we can get any funny scenes like Shiro becoming a mecha. So, the plan to defeat Castor was this one. Just break in through the front. There aren't any more plans to consider. At this point, we can only fight head-on without any tricks. I stare at Tosaka straight on with intensity in my eyes. So, just out of curiosity, are you serious? This is intense. Tosaka has surpassed astonishment and is seriously angry. Sorry, I just said it on a whim. I'm ashamed for not thinking at all. Yeah, for real. For a moment, I seriously considered breaking off our truce, idiot. Yeah, I know, I'm stupid. But what about you? Do you have any plans? Well, I do have one, but can I say it? What's wrong? You're timid for once. If you have a plan, just say it. I'll listen to whatever you have to say. Well, I'll object if I don't agree with it. But I'll say it. It's obvious that I can't beat Castor myself, right? That's why we're also going to increase our force. They have 3 servants in their possession, so we need to have at least 1 servant on our side, too. Increase our force. So are we going to ask other masters for their help? Not for their help, but a cooperation. With Castor becoming that strong, the other masters can't keep quiet either, right? If they want the Holy Grail, we need to cooperate to defeat the strongest opponent, and then we can go back to being solo after that. This is a standard tactic in a battle royale, right? Not really. In a true battle royale like this, if you go up... So let's say in a true battle royale, you come up to somebody with a lot of weapons, say, hey, this other person stole all of our weapons. Do you want to work together to beat them down so we can get our weapons back? We don't have any weapons right now. That results in you getting taken out. Because you're kind of just there. So we'll make an alliance with the remaining masters to defeat Castor's operation that has become too powerful, right? I see. Well, we might be able to make a truce depending on how the negotiations go. True. In that case. Yes, there are 2 masters left, Lancer and Berserkers. Lancer's is still unknown, so there's no way to negotiate, but we might still have a chance with Berserker's master, Ilias Vale. Berserker's master. The girl in white and the rock-like giant I met on the first day. Her actions were dangerous, but I don't think she's cruel. Yeah, that girl might at least listen to us. She doesn't seem like she would propose any absurd conditions in return, either. Oh, Shiro, Emiya, you naive fool. Idiot. She's the most dangerous for you. She was only looking at you from the start. Putting myself aside, I don't know what she would do to you. What do you mean? I only met the girl once, so that's not possible. Don't scare me like that, Tosaka. Of course, we'll break off the negotiation if that happens, idiot. And she looks away, then chugs her tea. But we can only bet on Ilias Vale for now. If Castor's identity is like Archer said, Berserker would be a natural enemy without a doubt. They knew each other when they were alive, so he should know Castor's tricks. Berserker can handle both Castor and Archer, even if they attack at the same time. We just have to capture Kuzuki during that time. That's idealistic, but Tosaka, do Caster and Berserker really know each other? Yes, Archer told me that Berserker's identity is Heracles. If Caster is actually that extraordinary witch, they might know each other from the Argo expedition. It's just like how I don't get along with Kirei. There's always people you won't get along with in this world. I don't know if it's ever been said. I can't recall any source of Fate that says that Medea and Heracles did not get along. Huh. But Tosaka, I'm sure anyone would dislike that priest. Then it's decided. But how should we find her? She hasn't come out since, but with that much magical energy, we should be able to find her no matter where she hides, right? Yet we can't find her, so doesn't that mean she's not in this town? Probably not. Elias Vale must be having fun watching the Holy Grail War from afar. From afar? Is she keeping watch over the town like Caster is from Ryoto Temple? I don't know, but I have an idea of where she might be. I heard from my dad that the Einsburn family has a villa in the forest on the outskirts of town. I'd say it's a castle, not a villa, but that's just me. She says with a tense voice, a villa that stands in the forest on the outskirts. I can tell how dangerous that place is just from the way Tosaka is acting. Yeah, at the end of the Argo journey, Medea did not get along with Jason. But there's nothing to say that she didn't get along with Herc, you know? Okay. So now, ask about secret passageways. It'll end up just like today if we fight them head-on. Since we are inferior in terms of fighting ability, we can only execute a surprise attack on Caster's blind spot in order to win. You said you're like Kodomene's student, right? Then aren't you knowledgeable about that church? I only have stayed over at the church several times. Oh, I see. Sorry to rain on your parade, but there's no secret passage in that church. That was the first time I saw that underground sanctuary. Even if there is one, only Kotomene would know. Man, I give up. Damn, I knew it wouldn't be that convenient. Knowing that priest, I assumed he would have had prepared at least that much. Yeah, but as long as we can't use it, we have to come up with another way. This is hypothetical, but can you hear me out? I will. Do you have an idea? Look, it's obvious I can't beat Caster myself. A simple plan would be to increase our force. They have 3 in their possession. We need to have at least 1 on our side. Increase the force. Yep, so this is dialogue. Same. Yep. Same dialogue, just a little bit of a different dressing on top of it. So just skippity-doo-dah, skippity-day. My, oh my, what a skip-worthy day. I'm just waiting for another silly scene like Mecha Shiro. I need another Mecha Shiro surgery scene. I don't know where it could possibly be, but I need it. I'm still at like 13 achievements left to get as well, so it's probably one of those. Alright, so then that was a no actual choice. I did all this because it was fun. So, Interlude Captive Knight. I think this one? To battle / decision, maybe? No. I need to go back. No. I need to go back one more choice. Right? No, okay, so that's... So that scene... I don't know why I don't have that scene. It's after the interlude, but it was not a decision point. Maybe it goes back to this one? So we'll go back to day 11 and then skip forwards, because it looks like this will guaranteed lead to this. So it has to be something where we have negative value with Reen. Mind you, this does not seem to give any negative value, but... So a bread decision. So that means we have to come forwards with lower Reen reputation as well as higher. No, I'll make Japanese cuisine since there's no bread. Actually, I'll teach the culprit a lesson. Rolled omelet and miso soup it is then. It's not good to spoil them. More importantly, the problem is how should I deal with the intruder that attacked this kitchen in the middle of the night? I'm gonna check. Is this It is at least some more. Okay. Did not see that. Are you awake, Tosaka? I knock on the door of the guest room, but there's no response. It's almost 7 a.m. It may be possible for Fujini, but there's no way that Tosaka, the typical model student, isn't awake at this time. That's strange. Does this mean she's somewhere else if she's not answering even after calling for her this much? This is a bit weird. I'm worried. It's not like she went out to town by herself and hasn't returned, right? Oh. Okay, this is not... I didn't expect this decision, so I'm sure she's fine is probably going to branch back into this. I have no idea what this one will... what the look inside will lead to, but let's play ignore. Bothers me there's no response whatsoever, but Tosaka could be a rare species that sleeps with earplugs in. I've never had miso soup. I don't even know what it really is. I've heard of it before, but I don't know what it is. Well, knowing her, she might be sleeping because she stayed up all night for reasons that I can't comprehend, so I guess I can let her be. First of all, you can't enter a girl's room without permission, idiot. I scratch my forehead and distance myself from the forbidden door. That was meaningless. It's not too late, so I'll go to the shopping district and buy 3 blocks of tofu. Hey, Infinity Lord, welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How be things, how be things. Alright, so now we go back to this. And we're going to... I mean, it's not really Reen's room, Shiro. This is your house. She's just in a guest room. Hope school was good. Alright, I'll look inside. I have to find out where the missing bread went, and I have to go find her if Tosaka isn't there. I go inside, nervous for some reason. Excuse me. I ask in a whisper, but there's no response whatsoever. No, she's not here. Like I thought. The guest room was the same as always. There's nothing different than usual. The only thing was this mysterious rectangular object on the table. What is this? The length and width are about 15 centimeters, and the height is about 16 centimeters. It's made out of plastic and looks like a lunchbox. Actually, it is a lunchbox. There's 3 of them stacked. I have no idea what it's used for or why it's there. Why does Tosaka? I get curious and reach out. Then, I hear a sound of something rolling over behind me. I want to ask, do you say how be things, or how be things? I'm essentially asking how people's days are. You know, rather than going, how has your day been, or how is your day, I go, how be things? I guess I could be a little bit more clear with my enunciation there. 60 to 90% on the level. Nice, Infinity Lord. Nice. Cue the applause! No, that's too... I mean, I can... How do I... Cue the applause. I can do it for free. Because I have infinite channel points. Yay! I definitely gotta get that fixed, though. Yeah, I haven't had the chance to fix it yet, so... A small sigh. The sunlight must be bright, since she twists her body as if she's unable to sleep well and faces this way. Reen in her PJs. My thoughts are bleached white in an instant. All white. My breath stops instantly and I can't look away. I gulp. I don't even think that it's bad if I make a sound. If we're talking loud, the pounding of my heart is louder. True. Very true. I'm surprised that they're showing that, though. You know? I'm surprised they're showing that little sliver of skin. Now, calm down. Be calm. Be calm. I can't afford to mess up right now. I have to leave this room as if nothing happened to ensure our cooperation runs smoothly in the future. I'll probably be killed if she wakes up now, so if I look at her any longer, I won't be able to keep cooperating with her. Sorry, it'll take a bit longer. My body jumps back. She's still sleeping. She must be a deep sleeper, since she seems like she would still be sleeping if I let her be. I sigh with relief and slowly retreat. Meanwhile, I know I shouldn't be looking, but I can't take my eyes off her. There was just a girl sleeping. She's a girl, and it makes me forget that she's a mage or a master. Her breath is as if she's unable to sleep well when her pajamas are disheveled. So, hold on here. Let me get this straight. when it comes to Rin, Shiro tends to forget that she is a girl and is focused more on the fact that she is a mage and a master. But when it comes to Seba, he is more obsessed with the fact that she is a girl than the fact that she is a heroic spirit / knight. Double standards, Shiro. Jeez, man. If I see her like this, I won't ever be able to talk to her naturally like I have been up till now. So bright. Her defenseless, sleeping face. I slowly retreat to the door, unable to look away. How long did that take? The mere 2 meters of distance felt infinitely long, and I slide out of the hall, suppressing my heart that's about to burst. I take a deep breath. I release the breath I've been holding this whole time. My knees give way and I fall to the floor. What the hell? Well, I'm completely at fault. It's my fault, but shouldn't extenuating circumstances be taken into consideration? Sorry, Tosaka. The moment I murmur from the bottom of my heart, I suddenly feel tired. Yeah, go ahead. Give me that number, Infinity Lord. Man. Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to get out before I suffocated. Is this just leading to a whole new line of scenes? Okay, it's going to re-interject here. Okay. This does not give any negative reputation with Rin, though. 6k plus? That's respectable. It's still less than the 1 level you were stuck on for so much. Anyway, I decided to go make breakfast. I'll be killing 2 birds with 1 stone because I can calm down if I make a well-prepared meal, and Tosaka would be happy if it tastes good. Good morning, Shiro. You're at ease this morning. No morning, Saber. I can relax since it's Sunday and there's no school today. My body feels good too, so let's go to the dojo after breakfast. I greet her while I peel the potatoes. Yes, that would be great. So your numbness has healed. There's a moth again. Keeping my eyes out for that moth. Trying to swing at it with a water bottle. An empty one, but... your best progress is 60 to 90, less than 40% of gameplay. I mean, still. It's still good. You'll get there. I have it open. I have not looked into it just yet, though. Shoot, I still have to do my discussion board post for today for class. I completely forgot about that. I'll do that after stream. Because this is not going to be as long as a normal FSN stream. Oh, come to think of it, yeah. It healed while I was sleeping. It's still slightly heavy, but it should be fully healed by tomorrow. That's good. I have no place if my master is still wounded. Makes me relieved to see her standing in the kitchen as usual. Saber takes a seat at her usual position beside the table. It's 8:30 a.m. I have to say that Fujini and Tosaka are sleepyheads for not waking up yet, but I can't complain today. Yeah, thanks to that, I'm starting to forget about it. Her sleeping face in my mind was fading away due to the potatoes and onions. It'd be okay if she were to come any time now. There's no doubt I would deal with it calmly like usual, as if nothing happened. Morning, Rin. Seems you were able to sleep well last night. My spine freezes. I'm too scared that I can't look back at the living room. Or not really. Sunlight was bright, and there were some people moving about even past midnight. She replies to Saber and enters the living room. This is a crucial moment. Calm down, calm down. It's easy, I just have to brew tea for the 3 of us and greet her as I face her. Alright, put the teacups on the tray and take one final breath. You're doing dual enrollment soon? High school started earlier than the college, so you're just kind of waiting. Oh, are you in, like, one of those special programs where you take college-level courses while you're in your final year of high school? Nice, Infinity Lord. Very nice. From the kitchen to the living room. I put the tray on the table where they're gathered together. Yep, I saw that. So that means that Monday will be an FGO stream as per usual. I did see that, but it said something about the ordeal call area. Are we getting part? It didn't say if we're getting part 2, but it was like it had some story segment stuff. So English in college. So let's see how that's not too bad at least. We're having potatoes and onions this morning, Tosaka. My breath stops. She's wearing something unfamiliar again. I said to calm down. It's okay, I saw her in her normal clothes yesterday too. I should have some resistance now. I mean, we're having Japanese cuisine this morning. It'll take a bit longer, so have some tea for now. I put teacups in front of Tosaka and Saber. Then... Why are you taking your time? We're going out today, so hurry up and get ready. She glares at me as if to say breakfast can come later. Huh? Where are we going? There's some story. Okay, interesting. To the neighboring town, actually. I want to go further, but we don't have the leisure. Right? So it's a compromise. Huh? Is this some sort of preemptive strike? Can't seem to grasp her intentions. Okay, I get it that it's a compromise, but for what? We're going to have some fun, of course. It's a date. A date? Who and who? You and I. She says clearly. After that, I tilt my head and wonder. Me and Tosaka? Who else is there? I told you last night. I feel dizzy. I want to say something back, but she's standing there so majestically, I can't even object. Come on, let's go. I figured this would happen, so I made lunch. Here, hold this and follow me. She pushes the green tote bag onto me and leaves the living room. I see her off, dumbfounded. Don't you need to follow her? Yeah, wait up, Tosaka. Alright, so that is that decision. I'm curious. So, even through all that, you get no affection points with Reen. So now we go back to day 10. The before dinner scene. I need a drink of water while this loads. Okay, so day 10 scene. This one is part of the ideal route to get the quote-unquote true end. So I will not be choosing the Reen option here. I will go with the goofy option. It's code, so I'll pass Mandarin. I'll rest a bit before we resume our strategy meeting. What is it about cats, kotatsu, and mandarins? It's been snowing outside, so I guess there isn't anything wrong with relaxing in the living room. Not that there's a kotatsu, a heated table in the living room right now. Now you're gonna eat mandarins, Shiro? I am. There's still a lot left, so we need to finish them up before they rot. There being 3 boxes was unexpected, but since you went through all the trouble of buying them, it'd be a waste to not eat them all. Yes, mandarin oranges. I don't know why Taiga is obsessed with them, but she is. I sit down and pour some tea. Okay, then I'll give you 3. That's stupid. I just ate. I can't finish that many. I take 2 mandarins from her hand and start peeling the skin off. I actually do like orange juice, but I've tried normal oranges. I don't know if they were mandarin oranges, and the texture was just... I didn't care for the texture of them. Texture is a very big thing when it comes to food for me. I love orange juice, don't get me wrong, and I love orange flavor, but the texture of orange themselves was not for me, sadly. Tosaka went off to who knows where, but she should be back soon. For now, I just want to relax until I finish eating the mandarins. Hey, Shiro. Seems like Saber went to the dojo. You don't need to bring this tea to her. Exactly what I said, J6. Exactly what I said. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with apples. Mandarin don't taste like oranges. Then it must have not been what I ate. Oh. I know I had oranges. I thought Mandarin are a kind of orange, though, so... Regardless, texture is a big thing. It's why, despite the fact that I like apple juice and apple flavor, I don't like apples themselves. It's just, like, biting into it and chewing. It's very rough texture, you know? Don't get me wrong, I like to chew my food, but it's just too much chew. I guess I should. Hold on, I'll bring her some after I finish eating one. No, I can take them to Saber. You just stay and relax. They're a type of citrus like oranges and lemons, but they aren't a type of orange. Oh, I thought that they were called mandarin oranges. Although, don't you have to keep Tosaka company? After going through all that trouble inviting her, she'll hate you if you leave her alone. I swallowed the mandarin that I popped in my mouth without chewing. How did she arrive at that conclusion? That's a misunderstanding, idiot. I didn't invite her today, and I don't care whether Tosaka likes me or not. Oh, really? You seem like you were conscious about Tosaka the whole time. Your eyes were just playing tricks on you. First of all, I don't know if she's in the restroom or what, but we're going to finish our work once she gets back, and I'm going to send her home right away. I see, so it was just my misunderstanding. Then I'm going to go bring some mandarins and tea to Saber. They look similar. Okay, so I guess I've never had mandarin oranges. Just normal oranges. Yeah. Oh, I might give them a try if I see them. I might. I've been a little bit experimental with some of my food lately. Fujini puts them on a tray and leaves the living room. Yeah, go away. Leave me in peace. I ate my mandarins in silence after she leaves. Tosaka isn't back and I have nothing else to do, so I keep on eating. As I finish the last mandarin and lay down. But Shiro, you like Tosaka more than Saber, right? Yeah. I let my guard down and reply automatically. Fujini. You only ever call the mandarins, you never once called the mandarin. Nope. I can only have plain pizza. But I have been making my own homemade pizzas for at least the past half a year now. And I decided to mix things up, and I took the pizza sauce that I normally do. I simmered it in a saucepan, and I added some sugar to it this time, just to see if it would balance out the acidity of it. And it went okay. Heating the sauce up definitely melted the cheese more quickly, at least, but it was not bad. I definitely want to get a bit of a better sauce mixture down, though, because lately I've just been finding the standard pizza sauce I've been using a little too acidic. See, I knew it. You're full of openings. I mean, I could probably do a baking stream, because I do know how to bake a damn good chocolate cake at the very least. It wouldn't be the longest of streams, mind you, but I could do such a stream. Again, it would not be a long one. But still, you'd watch that? Maybe. Maybe. I'm having trouble figuring out good sub-goals after all. So, or, I could take I have been offered HelloFresh sponsorships. I could do a sponsored stream by HelloFresh, and then you can all purchase one of their, hundreds of dollars meal plans, and I'll get, $80. Oh, that's kind of crazy. It's more of a joke, because the HelloFresh ones, they're not even a guaranteed payout. I would only get paid if people subscribe to a HelloFresh plan. So, and I would need to buy a HelloFresh plan myself first. So it's yeah, no, I don't have that kind of disposable income. But I will definitely consider, it could be a good, sub goal, maybe. Maybe a 5 sub goal, some kind of cooking stream or something. Maybe you can finally teach me how to cook rice. Maybe. It would be up in the air. I have to think on it. Some kind of cooking stream, possibly. Either, baking a cake, or maybe... I'm trying to think, what other things could I do as far as a cooking stream? I could do... ribs, maybe? Yeah, packet rice is the main thing. I could do a ribs cooking stream. That could be fun. Ribs. Or I could do the pizza, but the pizza's another short one, though. I'd have to think of a good thing to cook that would be engaging throughout if I do a cooking stream. Because I'd want to show a lot of the process from start to finish. Obviously, if I do something ribs would be out, because that's not something I could do from start to finish, but I'll think on it. I will think on it. Yeah, true. Very true. She runs away in a flash like an escaping rabbit. I didn't even try running after her. I've known Tosaka for a longer time. She's pushy, a real red something, and I repeat excuses that don't even get me myself. I don't even get myself with a flushed face. Excuse me. Then, by the time I finally calm down and Fujini comes back, she makes her way back as well. Alright, I'll pull myself together and get into the main subject. Baking is outside your expertise. Okay, that's fair. Japanese souffle pancakes. I mean, that could be a thing. Maybe, it could be something like a sub-goal where I give you guys a choice of recipes for me to make, and I can bake them / make them and try them. That could be a thing. I am slightly interested in the souffle pancake, but I've never tried it, so it could be something. So day 9 is the next loading point. So, ambush / defeat. Kind of sure if you'll be able to do certain question. Let me name and come up soon. We'll see how it goes for me. Oh, no. So this is not the right decision point. Oh, this is bad end decision point. Are there going to be more ultra hard quests like the one that annoyed me and Saberdusa pulled me through? Asia makes you buy like 10 pounds of rice per month. But enough to last you several months. That's fair. So, we've chosen the stopping Reen option, and that seemed to not be favorable. So this one should be a favorable option. This is a day 9 choice. This does not look to be on the definitive guide. I clench my teeth to bear my unease. I can only brace myself now. If Mr. Kuzuki is innocent, I just have to remove the curse with all my might. I'm shooting now. She takes in a small breath. A black shot is released, followed by the sound of something piercing the air. Oh, that was a short scene. And that is an affection point for Reen. Okay. It's interesting that it doesn't have any... It's not on the ultimate guide. So day 8... decision scene is the next one. After school decision. So we have Reen, we have Sakura, and day 8 is, it looks like another one of the Reen choices. So we're going to choose the Sakura option on this one, and we'll do the contact Tosaka later. So go to the Mato household. I'm worried about Sakura, who's absent. There's that thing with Shinji, so I'll go check up on her. Yeah, poor Sakura. She just gets written out of the Unlimited Blade Works route. I go back home to drop off my bag before I head into town. Sakura's house is on the other side of the intersection at the upper part of the residential area. It's about the same distance as from the intersection to my place. I go up the hill that's different from the Japanese-style Western-style area. Then... in the distance, I see a familiar figure in front of my destination, Sakura's house. I have no idea what that is, J6. I confirm one more time. Her red clothes are rather noticeable. That itself catches my eye, but her lower half is black as if to emphasize the red color. She's probably picked something to balance out her dark hair. The outfit is very fitting for someone like her. Something thumps. Shut up. This time it thumps twice. Damn it, shut up. I'm busy right now. Be quiet. It doesn't stop thumping. Jeez, you're not a taiko at a festival. What the hell is it? Oh, it's me. I calmly answer. It was my own heartbeat echoing through my ears. A short story, gotcha. Quite up till now, it sounds ready to rapidly beat right out of my chest. The cause is simple. I've just never seen Reen Tosaka wearing her own clothes. I can't imagine what kind of face I'm making right now. I can't explain why I'm reacting like this in the first place. I saw her in her personal clothes. I saw her in something other than her school uniform without expecting it. That's all right. You're unbelievable. Why am I hung up on this? It's just her clothes. This isn't a big deal. First of all, we're allies. She trusts me to have her back. So I ought to be prioritizing living up to that trust. I call out to her. That was an adorable squeak. She sees me, gets surprised, and starts looking around. What are you doing here? I get closer and call out to her. I have no time to resist. She grabs my arm and pushes me to take cover. My back. What are you doing, Tosaka? Be quiet. Now this is a scene. Wait. It's really soft. Oh no. Error. Processing error. My brain is blown away. The heartbeat that I had forced to silence earlier sounds like a drum solo now. Hey, hey. Jeez, be quiet. We'll be found if you make a commotion. Be found by who? By him. Go for the back, but we're not able to hide like this. She pushes her body into mine. Too close. She's so close that I'm getting dizzy. I feel like I'm babbling nonsense, but I can't understand it myself. I said be quiet. You can see him, right? In front of Sakura's house? Isn't there a strange guy standing there? Huh? My boiling thoughts cool instantly. A strange guy is standing in front of Sakura's house. There's someone there. Blonde. A foreigner. Why is there no E at the end of the D of blonde? Yeah, he's been in front of the Mato house for about 30 minutes now. It doesn't seem like he's spying, but the look on his eyes gets on my nerves. Unfortunately, I can't see the look in his eyes from here. Let's switch places. I want to see too. You can't, idiot. He won't see us if we go out now. Wait, he's coming. He's coming this way. We bend down to try to hide ourselves in the confined space. You know, these two, they need to see into the future and take a note from the Captain America movie, where just start making out and nobody will pay you too close of mind. The footsteps approach. He goes down the hill without stopping. What was that about? I think he's a normal human being. Seems like a real full-fledged human with form. Yet I feel something weird. I don't know who he is, but I have this strange feeling our lives will come to an end if we go after him. It's such a strange, unnerving presence. That guy, is he the one who's talking to Sakura before? It is. Winter Soldier was one of the best. Tosaka murmurs. What's Sakura? Yes, apparently he asked Sakura for directions, but she couldn't tell what he was saying. Wait, what? What are you doing here? Tosaka jumps out with the back alley as fast as Lancer. Well, that's my question. You took me and shoved me in there like an overdue package. I explained precisely to her. She must have understood as she freezes. Well, she stopped with unreasonable complaints, but now she's just glaring at me. Hey, I'm the one that's annoyed here. You're the one who dragged me in like that. It's not fair that only Tosaka gets to make a face like that. She shouldn't have done it if she didn't want to. I feel stupid getting all embarrassed about it, damn it. Issei has nothing to do with this. I say while turning away from her. Huh? What, you've already found out? Yeah, Issei isn't a master. It's fine if you don't want to believe me. Huh? No, I believe you. You're not a person who can lie. Issei's innocent if you say so. Tosaka replies nonchalantly. Since the girl from Moon's designer resembles Shiki Attracton, share same VA and audio CD, and when reading it. Okay, fair. I still don't... So it's a story based off of Princess Kaguya. Is the thing you referenced, by the way, J6. Okay. Sigh escapes my lips. I feel even more stupid for getting all worked up about it when she says it like that. Above all, I feel better just hearing those words. But how'd you find out? I didn't feel a master's presence from him, so I think the only way to check is by attacking him. Well, I checked whether he had a command spell or not. That's something he can't hide no matter how much he suppresses his magical energy, right? I see. It's obvious you just look at his arms. She nods in agreement. Excuse me. But she must have thought of something else as her head tilts. How'd you check his command spells? I took off his clothes. No. Oh, That's not what happened, Shiro. That's not what happened. She freezes, staring at me in stunned silence. Now I think she's acting strange. Like, what part of that was unclear? Oh, Shiro. I'm curious. So this feels like it's... Okay, that was a Marine option as well. Version. The Mateo household was silent. Shinji isn't home and I don't see Sakura either. Just as I'm wondering what I should do. Oh, did you come here because you were worried about Sakura? She asks as if it's nothing. Tosaka, you know Sakura? Well, we're acquaintances. Anyway, the students at the Kyoto Club are all in bad condition, so they got transferred to the General Hospital in Shinto. That's why Miss Fujimura is running around, right? What about Sakura? She's sleeping in a hospital bed right now. Uh-huh, so that's how it is, What's up with that evil smile? Nothing, but I see. You're more worried about the person that always comes to help you instead of reporting to me. Oh, I think I'm starting to understand you better now. I have no idea, J6. Who is Shirley? Tosaka smiles meaningfully. It's really humiliating, but more than that, why do you know that Sakura comes to my place? I found out when I went to visit the Kyoto Club. I'm friends with Captain Mitsuzuri, you know. She says that she starts going up the hill. Are you going home? Yeah, nothing left here. We have to rethink our strategy for searching for Castor. Let's brainstorm at school tomorrow. She says goodbye and casually leaves. Then, she looks at me seriously from a distance. Tosaka? Hey, there's something I want to ask you. That's fine, but what is it? This is a hypothetical question. If a child is adopted without any say in the matter, how do you think that child would grow up feeling? What is she getting at? A child adopted without any say, throwing away their previous life and starting a new life with a complete stranger. They say you can't choose your parents, but if I think about about a child who doesn't have any choice in the matter would feel about being thrust into the situation with a stranger. I shake off those thoughts. What am I getting emotional over? I shouldn't even need to think about this. Well, I don't think there's a specific thing they'd feel. If the place they're adopted to is good, I'm sure they won't have any complaints. But I'm sure there'll be some issues if it isn't good. Kids are pretty simple, you know. I see. That's true. Why am I asking such an obvious question? She waves goodbye and goes up the hill. Her house and my house are in opposite directions. Well, I have to get back home before dark. So that's foreshadowing for something that is probably revealed in Heaven's Feel. Alright. So for some reason, checking on Sakura was a Reen option, which means this middle one might be neutral. I guess I will find out later. Bounded field activation is on day 7. Search for Shinji with the 2 of us. So, don't call for Saber. There's no time to hesitate. If this is a bounded field that Shinji's servant set up, we have to go stop the culprit right away. Let's split up and search the school. We can't let there be any more victims. I grab Reen, who's still frozen in place, and take off. Hold on, Emiya. We probably won't make it. If our enemy is a servant, we have to have a servant too, or we'll be killed even if we find Shinji. Right, but even if I contact Saber, we won't make it in time. If in the time it'll take her to get here. Kiritsugu's childhood friend who turned into a zombie thing called Shirley. Yeah, Kiritsugu's got a messed up backstory, man. Poor Kiritsugu. He deserved better. He deserved better. Kiritsugu. Emiya. Use a command spell. I'll also call for Archer. If we summon them using our command spells, they should be here in an instant. She says while biting her lip. She looks like she's regained her composure, but that truly calm and collected side of her isn't fully online yet. Hold on, I'll be the only one to use my command spell. If there's only one enemy, Saber alone should be enough. Besides, if this is the doing of Shinji's servant, our enemy is that servant in black. I fought her the day before yesterday. If it's against them, Saber will handle it. No problem. Are you sure? Yeah, You used yours yesterday. It's my turn. You can call Archer if Saber turns out to not be enough. So how do I use a command spell? Concentrate on your left hand. You should close your eyes, imagine the shape of your command spell in your head, and release it. Give a command while you release it. Close my eyes. Can't take my time. Clear my thoughts as much as possible. Concentrate on the second command spell. Counting on you. Come, Saber. And release the second mark. The back of my left hand burns. Simultaneously, a sudden mass forms. A knight in silver emerges from a space distortion next to me. Why'd she go negative there for a moment? That's weird. I've come in response to your summons. What is the situation, Master? It is grave enough for you to use your command spell? Question mark? That's weird. That's a weird question. It's just as it looks. The servant set up a bounded field. I want to eliminate her as soon as possible. Understood. I can certainly feel the presence of a servant on this floor. This floor? The servant's on the 4th floor? There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. No, there is no doubt. What about it, Reen? Yeah, my tongue's getting tied. No, I'm sure that's the case if you say so, but I'm confused. I can feel the origin of the bounded field on the 1st floor. I'm sure your ability to detect servants is superior to mine, but I'm pretty good at detecting traces of magecraft, at least. Are you saying the servant is on this floor, even though they set up the field on the 1st floor? I can't say for sure, but that's what I feel. I'm positive the field source is on the 1st floor. So you have to choose between the two, huh? If Shinji placed the servant on this floor, then one must definitely be a trap. If we make the wrong choice, we'll be sacrificing everybody in this school. What happened to Archer? If he were here, we could make a more accurate analysis. English doesn't have a word for the day after tomorrow, while your mother tongue does. Huh. I guess it doesn't. I suppose it does not. I don't know. I never even considered that as a weird thing until you just mentioned it. He's not answering me. The bounded field has completely cut us off from the rest of the world. I have no choice but to use my command spell or wait for him to sense our situation and come. Dot dot dot. Tosaka and Saber glare at each other. This isn't the place for it, though. Think. She's lost her composure. Best thing we can do right now is... And that's another skip. Alright. Check, check, check. Yep, no. Actually... So this is a minus thing for Reen. Or it is -1 overall. So I'm gonna go forwards and see if we get that bad end lock here. Beware of the flashing lights as I hold down the skip button. Until I can get to scene skips again. Which I think only happens after decision points. No guarantees this is gonna happen. Alright. So, nope. Damn it! Okay. Gotta remember. Can't press escape. So now I gotta wait out this scene. I'm a dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum-dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum-dum-dum. This is pretty deep in. So, I just start skipping. No saving. Okay, so bottom choice. So, okay, now it's being expedited. Now we're expediting things. That's good. Just gotta go until we see if we get that locked in bad end scene. Top decision. Still can't believe they called a whole scene Caster's Master. It's like they're trying to traumatize people. Bottom. Skip. Gonna be getting a lot of these skips once we do end up going for the quote-unquote true end. Oh, come on, I pressed the up button. Thank you, game. I pressed up. I hate when the keyboard inputs are not fully accepted. Okay. I think the Mandarin one is fine. Skip. 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 No. Okay. We're getting close to that point. Yes, so... don't question it. So we are very much approaching that point where we will see if -1 marine point was all we really needed. We need to obey. Was it not obey? I guess it was not. I keep forgetting stuff sometimes. Okay. It's refused, duh. Thank you for not having the points to say that. But I know that you're probably making note of that right now, and sometime in the future, you are just going to randomly have that lined up to be said. Okay, -1 was all we needed. -1 point was all we needed. Okay. I open my eyes. My eyes are not the only thing that wake up. My sleeping mind wakes up as well. The wound is not a problem. I check the wound on my left shoulder. It still hurts, but there's no intense pain like last night. The heat in my body has gone down as well. It shouldn't be a problem for me to move around. I eat breakfast and fill my empty stomach. Food comes before anything. My body won't know how I want it unless it gets the nutrition it needs. Alright, I reapply the bandage on my left shoulder. My exposed skin and wound have turned a dark blue. The wound hasn't healed up, and I can see dark red skin peeling through. Of course, Saber's not here right now. I disinfect for my peace of mind, put gauze over it, and wrap bandages around it. Wrapping bandages and constricting the wound is the most primitive first aid treatment, but I have to do this or my wound will just expand by moving my left arm. All done, just need a weapon now. The sky is cloudy, must be really cold today as there's frost left in the yard. But this has nothing to do with me. I don't feel any cold. My body is so hot I want to pour ice over my head. Even then, my body's in a much better condition compared to yesterday. So essentially this one is, he doesn't even question possibly confronting Rin, he just decides to go straight to the church. These bamboo swords are the only things that I could use as weapons after all. I choose the one that seems like it could pass magical energy through it the best and wrap it in my bag. Then I slap my cheeks. I don't know if it was to psych myself up or if I was preparing to never come back here. I don't know why I did it myself. I sling the bag over my right shoulder and head outside, a place where I've spent many years. I didn't even look back at the shed that could be considered my own room. Your mother tongue has word for 2 days after tomorrow and 3 days after tomorrow. The day after tomorrow is Lusa, 2 days is Tulat, and 3 days is Tubin. I'm guessing I pronounced those right. I'm hoping I pronounced those right. You know, even though I decided to fight, there are still plenty of problems. I have to make clear what I need to prioritize and what I need to do, or else it will end up without me being able to do anything. There are only 2 paths to take. Do you want skip? So yes, there's essentially no choice there. Okay. So now we need to go all the way back to... not day 8, so yes, day 7, school, lunch break, creeping evil. Down. School, lunch break, creeping evil, this one. I almost went to 1 too late. Alright, so this one was with regards to Rin seeking out Shiro. I don't know, is this part of the route? It doesn't look like it. So let's... who's she after? I don't know, I'll play dumb. Let's have Shiro play dumb, it's his natural state. I guess she knows a lot of people. I don't know who she's waiting for, but I probably shouldn't disturb her. First of all, if I'm seen talking with two A's idle, I'll be singled out by all the guys in class, especially Goto. And it's lunchtime. I need sustenance if I'm gonna keep going. I take lunch out of my desk. The hit and run squad comes to mooch off my lunch, seems to be busy watching Tosaka, so I should be able to eat my lunch in peace today. She went back to her class. We'll never know why she was here. Well, she might have just been taking a walk. She seems to do some crazy things every now and then, right? Have you heard about how she almost tried to jump off the rooftop, even though she's the one who dumped a third year? You got it backwards. It was the third year that was going to jump. She said she'd go out with him if he jumped the fence and stood at the edge of the rooftop for a day together. That third year didn't come to school for a while after that. Why would you do something like that? She's the type to just say no to something if she doesn't want. Well, speaking of that, she said something about a suspension bridge. And as she didn't think she could fall in love with him, she thought that maybe she might develop romantic feelings if they spent a day in an intense situation together. Something that we unworthy would never consider, that is. Playing it dumb was in the anime. I could see that. I pause as I open my lunch. I didn't know she had such a legend. Alright, need to be careful when I go to the rooftop with her from now on. Hey, she's back. Don't you think something is different? She was ready to kill before, but now she's so calm I feel chills. That's the smile of an angel, it is. It's the look of determination that says, if that's how you're gonna be, then I'm not gonna hold back either. I feel a terrible chill. Saber's training seems to be paying dividends as my danger sense is sharper. I peek into the hallway. There is Tosaka smiling, holding an eraser she must have gotten from class. In an instant. Said erasure smashes directly into my forehead. Emiya suddenly flipped over. No way, what happened, Emiya? Did you install a motor in your chair? Is that a ninja move? Is it, Emiya? Ow. Goto and the others make a commotion over it. I fall in, cheer and all, the others surround me and offer help, though they look at me anxious, no excited eyes. Thanks. Wait, what did that look like to you, Goto? You did something like a flip, like you performed a cartwheel while still sitting in your chair. Yes, the Tosaka smile. Goto requests that I teach him how to do it. Well, there's no doubt that he'll get a good laugh if he can do a flip on the command the moment the teacher calls on him, so I can see why he's jealous. But that's neither here nor there. My real problem is the devil in the hall that threw that bullet, toting a second, and deciding how she'll deliver a blow a second time around. Sorry, Goto. We'll talk later. I have something I have to do. The desk was left unharmed, so I grab my lunch and get up from my seat. It hurts. My forehead where the razor hit stings more than the hip I landed on, damn it. Gotta love the sound beat. I lash out the magic bullet shear while holding my red forehead. It's your fault for standing there so absent-mindedly. It's fine to eat lunch in peace, but you're in no position to do so, right? But with enough force to flip someone, I would have died if I was unlucky. Not sure about that. You don't seem to die so easily. Well, I don't care about that. We need to talk, so follow me. Talk as in you mean a strategy meeting? Of course. Come on, hurry. We don't have much time now since you were taking your time. Lunch break is gonna end. She looks away awkwardly and starts walking. Is it my imagination, or does it look like she isn't doing so well? Okay, there's still more. And she brings me to the empty rooftop. Okay, so there's not more. Alright. So that's that scene. I'm going to do that one when I'm on the quest for the quote-unquote true end. So now it is back to day 6, return home before dinner. How much more do we got? I know day 5, day 4, day... Okay, so there's not much left until we start taking the inroads to the true route. So day 6, return home before dinner is where we need to go. You don't seem to die. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, some of those bad ends, he doesn't really die, to be fair. So this one... trying to remember the context. I'm not going to get any context. I don't remember the context of this. I guess speaking with Sakura could be more along the lines of Rin, maybe get some sort of details about her. So let's speak with Fujini. I would find out what Fujini's up to, in the name of a peaceful dinner, and for Saber, who's looking forward to her meal. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh. Konomayaki, are you hungry? No, Sakura left me in charge. She'll be cooking tonight. I'll cook for all three of us, so can you go wake Saber up? Well, I'm surprised. He's suffering, so, like no human should experience. True. You're gonna try and finish Camelot on your ult, because they are not have been song that. You can do it, Infinity Lord, especially with Bakatoria and Melu. I don't know about her choice of food, but Fujini's acting like an adult woman, huh? Yeah, you should be able to do that much at your age. Hold on, why are you cooking rice? Fujini, you don't cook rice with okonomiyaki. You do. I'm making crab egg faux young. It'll be a plain omelet if there's no rice. Okonomiyaki. Hey, Jakester. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Howdy things, howdy things. Come in and just see Taiga talk about a cursed day. Unfortunate, Jakester. Unfortunate. But she's not going to be appearing too much more often. I'm just doing the last roundup of all the things for UB-Dub. And I do not have any bad ends, so you will not be seeing the Taiga Dojo. To punctuate this, she cracks an egg. It drops into the flour she's been mixing. Well, I'm surprised. Seems like the egg faux young and okonomiyaki are the same in Fujini's head. I know you realize you're mistaken a few minutes, but I'll go ahead and try and get ahead of this. What? Fine, I'll listen. Please tell me. She must have thought that something was wrong as well. She puts on a strong front, but looks up to me. Yeah, it's not egg faux young. It'll be a horrifying mishmash of okonomiyaki and rice. So let's remake this. I have no idea what quest you are talking about. I don't want to know, but you're making me worried about whatever the hell this is that is going to be dropping on Monday with FGO. I'm getting worried based on, you know, am I going to be ready? Isn't that the same as whether you're put okonomiyaki or omelets over rice, head chef? No, first off, knock it off with the head chef stuff. Anyway, we'll give Saber the wrong impression about Japanese food, so let's remake this. Swimsuit Headhunter +3? Radio, Jakester. Radio. Swimsuit Headhunter. Swimsuit Headhunter. Excuse me. No, I mixed it up so we can't waste. No, I'll make snacks with this later, so this is going into the fridge. You go crack 5 eggs and mix them until the egg whites are gone. Oh, the crab and the bamboo shoots are ready too. That'll make the sauce, so you'll cook it. But +3 to Summer Ushi. I'm honestly surprised that you did that before Janice did. Truly surprised. That's alright. I'll preheat the pan, then you can do over it. Well, now that that's decided, I'll need potato starch, ginger, vinegar, soy sauce, sugar, chicken bones, and... What? I told you to do the eggs. Don't mix them too fast, okay? Put in salt, then use the whole bowl to mix them with chopsticks. I don't know if she's listening to me or not, but Fujini looks at me as if she wants to say something. Then... You have a real dignity when you're in the kitchen. She says as she opens the refrigerator. Well, I'm glad to hear that, but it's a good thing that's only the kitchen. Some more Baobon? You're too focused fighting with J6 with Saber? That's fair. After dinner, I finished cleaning up and faced Saber in the dojo. Thought what happened today and how we eliminated the bounded field at school, and how Tosaga anticipates there will be a counterattack. I don't tell her about Shinji. I don't want her to consider him an enemy until his true intentions are clear. I will not be going out tonight, Shiro. Yeah, I'm sure it's frustrating for you, but sit tight for tonight. I don't intend to fight you needless battles, and more than anything, we're not in a place to be able to fight freely. And I'm inexperienced as a master, and Saber has a limit on how many times she can battle since I'm not able to provide her with magical energy. Given our situation, it's not a good idea to aimlessly look around for masters. Understood. You certainly do have a point. It's not proactive. But we do need the utmost caution to win. However, if you have the will to fight, we must not waste any time. If we're to stay here tonight, then we should take this time to train. She stares at me. Doesn't even need to tell me. I brought her to this dojo with that in mind. I know. Do you remember what happened last night? We had a match since you told me that I was slacking off for coming home late. That's because Taiga told me that I had to go hard on you or else you wouldn't listen to me. It's not because I was angry yesterday. No, it's fine. That was a good lesson. No matter what I do, there's going to be those I can't beat. That was never more apparent than when I fought you. With that in mind, I think it's important to train with you. I don't know how effective it'll be, but I should be able to survive a little longer in battle if you're hard on me. Then Shiro. Yeah, please train me whenever we have the time. For today, that'll be until we go to bed. I take the bamboo sword on the wall. It's still 8 p.m. There are still 4 hours until bedtime, so I'll train my heart out. And are we now at a scheme? Yep. Okay, so now we're at that, so back to the flowchart. This one with checking on Sakura, I'm going to save for the true ending route, so now we go back to day 5 night. Where we're telling Saber we're working with Reen. You know, I'm gonna save this one for the true... no. I can't say for sure. So this is if Shiro is going to be going against Reen at the end of this. It's going fine. The UBW VOD is going fine. I didn't exactly start things out with a 1 day per stream format, so it'll be a little bit rough and patchy at the beginning, but it'll get better. I'm sort of in Tosaka's debt, and really I just don't want to fight her in the first place. Plus, I did crawl through my archive of clips for 2 shorts to be putting up this weekend, since I am kind of short on shorts to put up. And I think I've picked up 2 decent ones. No, I can't say for sure yet. There still might be more, even if we defeat the Master at school. There's that monster Berserker as well. We should work together as long as we can. I see. I'll obey if my master says so, but that'll only make it harder for you. Please do not regret your choice when the time comes. Well, again, leveling up is going to start slowing down as I am starting to run low on embers. So yeah, I am starting to run low on the old ember front here. Especially if I'm going to be getting the likes of Saberdusa up to level 100. It's gonna be, like, I need a lotto event, essentially, soon. She takes a bow and dismisses herself. Yeah, I know. The more we cooperate, the greater the likelihood that there will be an inevitable fight in the end. It'd be easier if I just got over this mental hurdle and considered her my enemy from the get-go. Otherwise, it'll cut deeper once we do part ways. Because whether I win or Tosaka wins, the survivor has to finish off the loser. December. Oof. Yeah, that's a while away. December is a while. Oh, come on. It's... okay, so it's going to draw me into this little bit for the interlude. No. I don't know what... unless I did... did I skip the interlude? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay. So, from here... I have been doing the hunting quests now. Yeah. So, I am able to loop the Pride Plus one pretty easily, thanks to, Lam Lam. The Pride Plus one is really easy to loop with Lam Lam's capabilities. Alright, so Day 5 Grove is where we need to go. Mysterious Heroine Lambda. Melt. Summer Melt, essentially. She is one of my strongest servants. One of my strongest loopers. And I can 3-turn like nobody's business with her. So, this one is just Shiro dislodging the nail that is in his arm. Why is this an affection? No, I went one too far back. I guess we'll pull out the nail still, and then it's literally the next choice, I guess. Pull this nail out of my right arm. I'm gonna check. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so why is this a Reen affection choice when none of them gives Reen affection? I'm confused at that. Unless you can only get here if you have enough Reen affection, perhaps? Maybe that's what it is? Throw away my weapon and reach toward the dagger on my right arm. You're brave, though you always pick the path of pain. But to her, everything I do must be slow as molasses. The servant in black thrusts her nail towards me and to pierce my left hand as well. I desperately swing my body to avoid it, but it's no use. The servant mercilessly thrusts the nail right before my eyes. Dariad and Nerys double cast. It's not a bad set. She is shot from the side by numerous light bullets. I fall to the ground, the bullet cuts the chain, and I'm unceremoniously dropped on my ass. The servant in black turns around, she jumps at the tree branch and retreats like a beast. So... skip the scene, yes. Okay, no, so... there is another scene here, apparently. I guess you... so you must need a high enough affection score with Reen to get this scene as well. Okay. Interesting. Sleep, school, commute, daily life. Maybe? And there's this scene. Another one where you need high affection with Reen? Perhaps? I mean, I guess I am getting close to it, so we will be doing the pure Reen route here shortly, so... I just didn't think I was missing any affection scores with Rin. So I will probably have to go... is there any affection with Rin down on this? There is a couple. This one will guess Heaven's Feel. These probably are some Heaven's Feel locked ones, I imagine. Yeah, some of these scenes I don't really know how to get, but we are right here right now. Let's go help Sakura. Go help Sakura out. She's making breakfast for 4, so it'll take longer. I want to ask her about last night. Seems like Saber with my story. And it's entirely possible they don't get along. I want to make sure everything's alright. Yes, thank goodness there is no save limit. So this one has no affection. I'm going to see... this one might be just not having enough affection with Saber. It kind of is on the bad end route. Like, the way it branches up like that, so... Good morning, Senpai. I've already started preparing breakfast. Good morning, Sakura. Let me help you with that. I put on an apron and make my way into the kitchen. Please do the grilling. I just cooked the rice, so I'll make miso soup in the side dish. As always, Sakura is quick and efficient. She doesn't seem to be putting on a front, so it doesn't look like yesterday is particularly bothering her, but... about yesterday. Yes, what do you mean, Senpai? Well, yesterday the 3 of you had to share a room, right? You seem to be worried about having Saber stay, so I was wondering how it went. First time you're hearing Sakura's BN. I don't know what you mean. When you say it like that, please, just ask me clearly what it is you want to know, or I can't answer. So it'd be nice if you all got along. Would it make you happy if Saber and I got along? That would help me out. I decided on Saber's stay without your permission, right? It'd be reasonable for you to resent her at the very least for that. But if you can overlook that and be nice to Saber, then I'd make you happy. Yeah, that's totally not a, sign of a yandere when somebody says that. A burgeoning yandere. It's embarrassing to say it aloud, so I just nod. Yeah, I'd be thankful if she overlooked this and got along with Saber. Since she's like family, I don't want her upset over something that I did without her input. Then to answer your question, by midnight last night, we managed to work it out. I still find her a bit hard to deal with, but I think we can get along. She's difficult to understand, but she does have a cute side, I suppose. Her smile is genuine and heartfelt. That makes me really happy. I mean, to be fair, in the final route, technically they get along really well. In the final route. Very, very technically. What is your opinion on how Saber will act in the final route, Jakester? Is that Saber one that is fine to be nice with? It truly does, but... cute. You mean Saber? That's how I see it. Miss Fujimura already treats her like she's known her for ages, and Saber seems to have taken it easy enough. Salter. Is Salter good to be nice with? We were actually sharing a room to keep an eye on her, but starting tonight, we're all going to room together because we want to. That's an unexpected turn of events. But Saber's cute side, huh? She certainly is rather beautiful, but cute doesn't seem quite right. Okay, I'm gonna skip. Okay, I think I've bypassed at this point. Yeah, so choosing Saber, not going with Saber was not the choice to get this, whatever this is. So let's go back to the load. So back to the morning decision. Let's go with the Fujimura choice. So now I'm going to have to essentially rush a roulette wheel until I get whatever this missing scene is. Go wake Fujini up. I know I'm just asking for trouble, but I need to know how it went last night. In the worst case scenario, Saber would be angry from being bullied by Sakura and Fujini, and I'm sure Sakura would be mad about Saber staying. I don't have to think about how difficult it would be if Saber got angry, and even Sakura can be scary if you can get on her bad side. Shrew Artoria neglect letting Salter have a role in the main story, Shinjuku. I mean, she had a good role in Shinjuku, let's be honest. So the best strategy would be to ask Fujini, since even if they had a big fight, she would forget about it by morning. And honestly, I kind of like Salter's drip in the Shinjuku Singularity. She has some good drip. I roll up my sleeves and stand in front of the door. It seems like Sakura and Saber are already awake and having gone to the living room in the dojo. Let's do this. Fujini, it's morning. The door rattles as I slide it open with gusto. And when I step directly into the tiger's mouth, I get flung back outside. Shiro, what are you doing there? It's almost time for breakfast. She appears in the corridor as if she's a complete bystander. I see. She has no memory of grabbing me by the scruff of my neck, spinning me around 3 times and throwing me. I'm not lying here because I want to. Hey, if you have any memory of it, help me up, you big tiger. She did, can't deny that, but it's weird Salter gets a main role in the story was literally face of the app. I mean, I'm pretty sure Nasu has said that base Seba will not get much in the way of character development or anything because her story is quote-unquote completed, which is why we have so many Saber faces. Now that you mention it, I do recall a dream of executing a Romero special agent against an invading robot. A Romero special? Fujini opens and closes the palm of her hand. The question marks floating around her make me think that she might recall the event from just minutes ago, but doesn't. Oh well. Anyway, let's hurry and go eat breakfast. I'd feel bad for making Saber and Sakura wait. Riding off that triple somersault as just a Noelle is intolerable. Well, I'll get back to her for this someday, but there's something I need to ask her first. Hey, wait a second, aren't you acting just a little too buddy-to-buddy already? To be fair, Salter does have implications of having deeper story connections. Fuyuki is still burning, after all. We still have to return to Fuyuki someday. So there is greater implications with Salter than there is Seba, as far as FGO is concerned. What do you mean? Sakura, Saber, and I are all girlfriend alliance. That had a great sleepover. Well, now I know that's a lie. There's only 2 girls. Shiro, you deserve that. How was I hit when I was 10 steps away? This is the girlfriend alliance over and out. I see. She came from the corridor to the yard in an instant. As expected of an expert, sometimes forget Fujini was a well-known swordsman back in her student days. Anyway, that's good. Did you and Sakura get close with Saber? You aside, I don't think Sakura was going to accept it. I'm sorry, but Seraph is the best of the pseudo-singularities. Thank you very much. Followed by Salem, I would say. I see. Look at you. You're more considerate than I thought. You're worried that Sakura and Saber wouldn't get along, right? Of course I would be worried. I decided on Saber's stay without her permission, so I'm sure she's unhappy. I don't want her to resent me for it, but I can't take it. It would be a shame if they didn't get along. Though Shinjuku does have an excellent scene at the end with the Jalter dance scene. I can admit that. Between Salem and Shinjuku, I would say that Shinjuku has the better, scene there with Jalter having the dance. That is one of the better scenes, for sure. It's fine, Sakura and I know Saber's a good kid. Well, Sakura doesn't seem to get along with girls like Saber, so they still have to get used to each other, but it seems like they've made peace, so you don't have anything to worry about. I don't know what she's so happy about, but Fujini is in good mood as she strolls down the corridor. Well, I guess I'm happy that the problem in the Emiya household seems to have been solved. And that lunatic has left her supposed little bro broken on the ground. What am I supposed to do? I think she threw my hip out of alignment. I can't stand. I mainly like Salem because it introduced the Eldritch. It introduced foreigners to FGO, and foreigners are one of my favorite classes. So, gotta go back even further. Return home in day 4. So this one. I'm really gonna be... Yes, capitalism. So Saber, let's go to the student council room, I guess. While Saber's not looking, I'll sneak out for a bit. If I go to the student council room, Issei may be there, and it might not be bad to start planning strategies for next month's finals. I'm gonna go to the student council room. Fujini, do you know if Issei is there? You're gonna, not sure. At the very least, I haven't seen him. See, then I'll come back if he's not there. Tell Sakura I said hi. Righto. She said something more there. For girls over your pals. You're such a boy, aren't you? I want to object, but if I do, Saber will take notice. I'll let Fujini win this and sneak out of here. Gotta love capitalism. It is truly the most eldritch of all horrors. Where are you going, Shiro, and why is your gait suddenly so different? So much for trying to sneak out. If I tried to leave without Saber noticing, but whatever trick she used, she beat me. Saber, this is... I remembered something I have to do. Just now, I believe that your only business here was to deliver lunch. Well, it's a minor business. I didn't think it was something worth telling you. I see. If it is minor business, then there's certainly no need to let me know. You do have your own life, after all. I'm glad she's so understanding. I'm glad, but is it because my guilty conscience she looks angry somehow? Can you wait here, Saber? I'll be back in an hour. But that was your life until yesterday. You must act as a master starting today. No matter what kind of business it is my duty to accompany you until I determine that it is safe. So then, do you have any objections to my opinion, Shiro? Oh, I do most definitely, but I can't think of anything that would convince Saber. Fine, have it your way. Let's go, Saber. I'll just show you around school or whatever. I drop my shoulders and give in and extend the invitation. Yes, it'd be helpful if you did so. So the blonde foreigner follows me without a question. Now, how should I explain this to Issei? This sucks. The student council room is unlocked today of all days. The noise you're making is certainly telling. You must really want to hide things from me, Shiro. And of course, she sees right through me. It must be her insight as a swordsman, but it seems that no amount of acting will cut it. I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't want a commotion. I'll only say being here must be some kind of fate, so I'll introduce you to him. Also, with the student council room, no one will see us, and we can kill time until the Kyoto Club finishes practice. Is that a friend of yours? Yeah, he's the school's something-like leader of its security force, paragon that strives for organizational harmony. A security leader? I see. Perhaps I could learn something interesting from him. Maybe he's a clever guy, so he might get along with you. Hey, we're coming in, you say. Open the door with force. Then, there's an unexpected person in the student council room. I gulp. The one in the student council room was not Issei, but Mr. Kuzuki, the teacher in charge of the student council. Excuse me, Mr. Kuzuki, is Issei here? No, I have not seen him today. Do you have some business with the student council, Emiya? Not so much as the student council, but Issei specifically. I wanted to start preparation for the finals. I see. Then you should try waiting here for a while. It's possible he has or will flee his home out of boredom, I suppose. It's okay for me to stay in the student council room? It should be fine. If it were an issue for you to be here, we would have had problems much earlier. I'll leave it up to you to lock up. Leave the key on my desk. Mr. Kuzuki leaves his instructions and exits the room. I wonder if he was being considerate. According to Issei, he's actually far more sensitive than he appears. While waiting for him in the student council room, he must have thought that I'd be more able to relax instead of with the teacher. Then, as Mr. Kuzuki goes out into the hall, he bumps into Saber, who's been waiting behind me. Mr. Kuzuki, she's an acquaintance of mine. She might come here next year, so she came to visit the school. I panic and make up an excuse, but it's got the flimsiest thing ever. Even if they're a prospective student, they are not allowed to bring outsiders into the school without permission. If it was Fujini, I could somehow get by, but there's no way I can convince the teacher in charge of the student council with an excuse like this. I see, we never had a new student from a foreign country before. An unexpected development, but not unwelcome. At least that's what I thought. Mr. Kuzuki gapes at Saber in admiration as I come to the conclusion he actually is really okay. If she comes to our school, she will not go unnoticed. I mean, I'll look out for her. Next year, you'll be a third year. It's your duty to look out for your juniors. Yes, thank you, Mr. Kuzuki. Sure, the curfew on weekends is 5. Go home before the gates close. He leaves for the teacher's office. Saber watched him until he could not be seen anymore. Is there something wrong with Mr. Kuzuki? No, not in particular. At first I thought there was no ordinary person. But the more I look at him, I can assure you he is not a master. Oh, if only you had some more insight into magic, Seba. I'm a bit tired. She determines whether someone is a master or not every time she meets someone. That's good. If Mr. Kuzuki was a mage, I would be surprised too, but what do you mean by that? Do you feel something special from him? No, I didn't feel anything special in particular. It's just that his breathing was too natural and controlled. To be honest, I was amazed. There was no unnecessary movement in his steps. I've never seen someone as skilled as he is. She seems to be seriously amazed. But if Saber's that amazed, then isn't it already super suspicious at that point? Hold on, Saber. If Mr. Kuzuki were to fight, then doesn't that mean he would be super strong? Your teacher? Yes, I would say so. If we're speaking of physical prowess alone, then he would be roughly your level. In battle, I would not think he is any more significant than a normal person. She looks at me in wonder. But I'm the one wondering. He's someone so good that Saber was amazed, so what does that mean that he's just a normal person? Who knows, Shiro? Who knows? As I said, I was amazed at his breathing. It was ideal for his body, which is impressive as was a singular thing. Then, while sipping from the tea in the student council room storage, Saber explains things I don't quite understand. You're just talking about breathing, right? If that's ideal, so what? Also, the stream might be as long as a normal FSN stream after all. It'll not only heavily affect your physical capabilities, but how you interact with nature. Western mages don't emphasize this, but in Eastern paradigms, breathing and walking form is a high-level concept that cannot be learned by instruction alone. To take in outside air, you need a clear image of connecting with the outer and inner world within your body. To my understanding, to breathe in is to take in a god, and to breathe out is to release God. This correct method of breathing is a secret technique at any given school, and perhaps only one person per generation would be expected to master it. This feels like Demon Slayer stuff. To put it another way, those who cast spells using magecraft are merely mages. But if one's breathing, walking, build, and their existence itself can fulfill a divine will, that person themselves is a magic circuit that far surpasses any mage. I think there's a Shinto belief about that. Something like they repel evil with just their footsteps or by clapping their hands. Yes, those embodiments are something like that you spend a lifetime to acquire. However, there are rare cases where someone are born with the correct way of breathing or walking. As stated, their bodies themselves are magic circuits. As they are abnormal from when they are young, they'll be famed as prodigies or children of God. Normally they would be claimed as by mages, but some may go unnoticed. Such people hold mystics that surpass a mage, without even knowing the existence of magecraft. But, is Mr. Kuzuki one of those natural-born geniuses? No, I don't feel such power from him. Well, this contradicts what I was saying, but I believe his breathing and walking techniques were acquired through training after birth. I cannot believe this either, but he's not a mage, nor does he carry the scent of blood on him. But it seems as though through daily exercise may just be perfect for him. What does that mean? Mr. Kuzuki is being living purely and honestly, both mentally and physically? So Mr. Kuzuki is... It means that he's an ideal person to have as a teacher. As a person, he's not extraordinary. However, it just means he is an object of envy for someone like me who cannot breathe correctly, even with training. Surprisingly, this shocks me more. Even Saber, who can do anything, envies other people. Yeah, tongue's getting tied here. In the end, Issei never came. It's almost time to leave school, so I decided to lock up and go back to the archery range. Okay, it's gonna be skip. Skip. No save. No Sakura? Or no Saber? Okay. I'm still trying to find this one. I don't know what it is. But I will figure it out. So... I didn't get this one. This, whatever I missed here must be connected to that one over there. I'm guessing, at least. So, try and get the other one? Try the other one, see if that gets it. This. Show Saber around school. Well, we're at school already. I might as well give in and show Saber around. I'm gonna take a walk. I'll come back after I walk around school a bit. Take a walk? Fine, I guess, but lame. Kiritsugu was also kind of dull, so maybe he passed that on to you? Ignoring whether he passed that on to me, I don't think it's all that bad. I don't want to compare the two, but going on a date is like taking a walk as well. What? No, dates are different. That's more like going on a tour to eat good food. I'm just saying, just wandering around is a walk. Anyway, I'm going. Just so we're clear, I'm not leaving the grounds, so I'm not getting you food. There aren't any food stands or shops here. Oh yeah, the cafeteria is closed, and so is the home economics classroom. Fine, you don't have to bring me back anything, so come back quickly, okay, Emiya? At the end, she called me by my last name like a teacher. I just waved my hand in response and called out to Saber. Tour of the school. Yeah, we came all the way here. I thought I might as well show you around inside. It's boring just staying in the archery range, right? I suppose. I was not bored, but it would give us purpose to take a look around. I shall check in person and see if the school that my master goes to is safe or not. Wow. I just came up with the idea, but surprisingly Saber seems to like it. Well, my expectation and her expectation seem to differ, but I should just show her around school without worrying too hard. Another option is possibly that those scenes might be exclusive to if you get onto UB-Dub late, I guess. Here's back of the building behind the archery range. There's the woods, getting somewhere between 300 to 600 square meters. Might not be as big as the grounds up front. Probably only allowed by zoning laws because they're not out back. Start with the nearby area up behind the range toward the mountain. Somewhere between 300 to 600. That doesn't narrow it down particularly well. Tough ground. He looked disappointed for some reason. It must be your imagination. I was not expecting anything when you suggested this tour. No, I do not mind at all that you brought me to such a place, as I was not expecting anything from the beginning. There's nothing to be disappointed by. She looks away. She's grumpy, or maybe sulking is more accurate. So what is here, Master? These woods are secluded, but there's nothing that bothers me about it. Nothing really. Just letting you know there's a lot of forest in the back behind the school. Let's go to the next place. This is the school ground. Track team running right now, so try not to get too close. During PE, we do team matches here. Team matches, what kind? Our school's known for athletics. Baseball is the strongest, so usually baseball, sometimes dodgeball. In all sports where we split into teams and beat each other. When I was here team match, I imagined team members following the orders of a leader, but I suppose I was wrong. I feel like what Saber's imagining is a bit unsettling. I don't think I should pry any further. Well, anyway, it's a sport where you compete for points. The ones running right now are competing to see how many seconds it takes them to run 50 meters. She looks around and seems to be talking to herself. What is it, Saber? Are you looking for something? I don't know. There's a sport that I witnessed in the past, so I was wondering if it was an athletic ground for it here or not. Does she have a fascination with baseball? I was unaware of that. I'm under the impression I don't understand sports very well, but this one was interesting to me, so... A sport you want to try? Could be tennis, if so there's some courts in the back. No, it's not tennis. Come to think of it, it's not a sport that would work here. I just feel a sense of nostalgia as I recall a time when I was reprimanded for playing a similar ball game with a sword long ago. A ball game using a sword. That's true. The batting cages part, that's true. What could that be? Beyond that, it makes me laugh when I imagine a stoic Saber playing with a sword. Please forget what I just said, Master. Anyway, we have finished here, so let's go to the next location. Saber urges me to take her inside, so I start with the halls. Section 8 of Camelot, nice. We arrive at my classroom on the second floor. So this is your classroom. I was unsure where we were making our way here, but this is within my tolerance level. Tolerance level? Do you mean it's dangerous or safe? Yes, I feel the same magical energy in the halls as when we enter the school. However, there's no lingering energy in the classroom. It's primarily just Rin's magical energy through the area. For the time being, I don't see anything that would put you in danger. She must have been satisfied as the tension in her body fades away. I think she's taking it a little far, but she's investigating the school for the sake of my safety. Well, to be honest, it makes me happy. It's only been a day since we made contract, and we don't know anything about each other. But during this short period of time, I can understand more than words that Saber's thinking first and foremost about my safety. Okay, I think that might... Okay, so... Skip this scene, yes. 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 No. So I think that the scene that I keep missing, I need to come into this from the Fate route, perhaps. That might be how I get these two scenes. So I need to go back to Day 4 morning, Reen's proposal on the Fate route. Flowchart, and now we team up. Skip. Skip. Nope. Okay, so not team up. Never mind. I messed up. So, Day 4 morning, we don't team up. It's weird because that was on bottom, but whatever. Doesn't matter what we choose here. Yes! Okay, we got a new scene. Alright, I figured it out. I got the new scene. Okay, so this one skips the interlude with Reen. And then this one must... Okay. It's bedtime. I don't know what happened to Saber. Lights have gone out in that room. The sound of activity has gone silent. But it gets noisy when there are 3 girls together, and it seems that is true even when they're quiet like Saber and Sakura. Never mind, it's mainly Fujini's laughter. Though it's still pretty noisy, it isn't good for my mental health to have girls the same age as me being rowdy under the same roof. Shiro, Sakura is literally the only one that is the same age as you, man. Damn it, my sleepiness went away thinking about them. In fact, how old is Fuji? Because Saber might be older than her. Like Saber's troubled expression, if Sakura and Saber are getting along, or what Fujini is even thinking. The more I think that, the more my head starts hurting. If it's like this, it might have been better if Saber slept in the room next to me. It's 11 p.m., lights are out in the house, and there's not a single sound outside. My hand goes to the door to slide it open and tiptoe by so Fujini doesn't hear anything. Okay, I feel like this is all similar to the Magecraft scene. Go to the garden, moon shining bright, cutting breeze is cold, winter night, world silent as if frozen. Because he's gonna practice his reinforcement. Shed's gone still, place where I got cornered by Lancer, place where Saber appeared, entrance open, dark and inviting. Okay, so yeah, Saber is older than Fujimura. Go inside, closing the door, shut out the cold air, space heater, shoot over 200 arrows, teaching archery, focus on act. Okay, yeah. So this is all essentially the same as as the other route. Yeah, this is the same as the other route. He's just practicing his magecraft, so nothing new here. It's just the lack of any Reen interaction, primarily, is the main difference. So skip. No. I don't think it matters, but we're gonna go with Seba, just in case. Okay, got it. And check the flowchart. Okay, so this leads to an earlier confrontation with Reen, it looks like. And, okay, so this leads to a confrontation with Reen that is a straight dead end. That's honestly kind of hilarious. Okay, so that is hilarious. If you straight up deny teaming up with Rin, she just says no. That's a cruel way to have this just be a way to branch onto UB-Dub, and then it just said, yeah, you think you're starting a new route? Not really. Oh, that's hilarious. Past 7, usually later. Should make it on time without having to hurry. 7:40, go through the gate with plenty of time as I make my way to the building. No, it's you dare go onto my route as late as you can. Moth. Squished it and blew it off my desk. Or come with a strange feeling and stop in place. What's that? Guess there's nothing wrong. It's not like someone is watching me or the view is any different. If anything, it would be like it's more muted, like some sort of illusion going on. Everything, the students, the trees, even the school buildings, all feel as if they've lost their color. Maybe it's my imagination. I might be hypersensitive from everything going on. Close my eyes and rotate my shoulders, but even after taking a deep breath, that unknown strange feeling doesn't disappear. Go up to the 3rd floor and head to my classroom, then I run into Tosaka. Since we do know each other, now I casually greet her. But she's frozen as she saw a ghost. What? Is there something on my face? Or at my cheek with the sleeve of my uniform? She still doesn't reply. She looks away and goes back to her classroom. I'm confused. What was with that reaction? I don't think it's like her to ignore someone who greeted her. Shiro, you dum-dum. The strange feeling hits me again once I enter the classroom. Someone might have brought in some snacks here since I smell something slightly sweet. I guess the classroom is the same as usual. Greet the other boys and sit at my seat. There's 10 more minutes until homeroom starts. Look around the classroom with a seat without a bag. Shinji's absent. Think about you missed yesterday's practice too. Despite how he looks, Shinji's punctual and tries hard to follow the rules. It bothers me a bit that a guy like that has been absent for 2 days. The day ends without incident. Classes are over. Only a few students left in the classroom. Nothing in particular for me to do. Gotta go home before dark as I promised Saber, but it's not my imagination. Something's been off since this morning. Focusing, I take a good look around at my surroundings. The strange feeling sticks on my back. Perhaps that's because my magic circuit can be more easily opened now that I'm a master, but the circuit in my spine is senses a subtle chill. If I have time, I'll look around the school for a bit and go home if nothing's wrong. A little uneasy going going about this without Saber, but I don't have an easy way of bringing her here. It shouldn't be too dangerous for me to just casually look around. Oh, Shiro, you dum-dum. I want to check, though, really quickly. So I don't think there's any... So there's that decision point. But beyond that, it looks like it is just straight up on the Reen route. So after we get through this scene, we'll go back to the summoning Saber versus Lancer save, and then go forwards, beelining the Reen route. We'll take choices where there is them that we have not taken before, but it seems like we are about to be on the true route, whatever that is. The sun sets, looked around the school trying not to look suspicious, but I didn't find anything unusual. Shouldn't be too dangerous. Exactly, Shiro Emiya is a dum-dum. We've established this many times. Guess it's no use by myself. I'll come and search again with Saber at night. Grab my bag and leave the classroom. And confrontation. The sky is tinted crimson. The sun is setting and it should get dark in about an hour or so. I get to the stairs on the 3rd floor. As I sling my bag and start to make my way back home, I hear a sound above my head. I look up. There. Congrats, Infinity Lord. She's standing at the top, firmly at the top of the stairs leading to the 4th floor. You're still here, Tosaka? She doesn't answer. First this morning and now this. I feel like her stink eye gets worse every time I see her. Well, if you have nothing to say, then I'm going. Raise my bag to show her I'm going home now. What now? The sigh she gives is clearly telling me she's had it up to here. I'm stunned. Coming to school without your servant. Are you insane? She mutters in a voice without emotion. Of course not. Saber can't go into spirit form, so there's no way I can bring her to school. Then you should skip school. A master walking around without their servant is like asking for others to kill you. Do you know how stupid you are? I'm not stupid. Knock it off. Masters don't fight in places where others can see, right? And during the day, especially at school, is out of the question. Alright, then let me ask you this. Is this a place where others can see? What is she saying? I don't need to... Huh? How? Conveniently, there's no one around. There's no one in the 3rd floor hallway. I'm sure it's also the same for the 4th and 2nd floors. The school building, bathed in the setting sun, is completely still. At this rate, there must only be students or teachers on the first floor. Seems like you finally understand. Seriously, this morning I was more pissed than astonished. I told you so many times, but you still came to get killed. With a harsh tone of voice, she rolls up her left arm sleeve. What is a pale and slender arm? On that feminine arm, something like a glowing tattoo appears. The hell? That's not a command spell. Could that be... I don't have one, but is that a magic crest? The proof of a real mage family? Give it a couple days and you'll have one, Shiro. I don't need to explain to you, right? This is the crystallization of the magecraft passed down by my family. I can activate any magecraft carved on here just by passing magic energy through it. Right. Magic crest is like an attached engine separate from the magic circuit in a mage. There's no complicated incantation or procedure to follow. It's an ultimate shortcut mechanism that makes the card called magecraft run just by turning it on. But consequently, the magic crest won't show up unless it's in use. Magic crest is like another magic circuit that is formed when the owner passes magical energy through it. And Archer, leave. The gainer shot in this crest is enough for you. Her voice is flat, almost mechanical. That makes me realize she's serious. You can run away, but you'll be making it hard on yourself. I'm going to win anyway, she says coldly. But my mind is all over the place. We're going to seriously fight here. Why here? Why now? Most importantly of all, why does it have to be against Tosaka? Hold on, are you out of your mind? We're at school. Who knows what will come if we cause a commotion? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I have a principle that I won't let the chances in front of me slip by. Sorry, but the coup de grace comes here. I've not done any because I've been focusing more on getting the hunting quests done, if I'm honest, Janice. The hunting quests have kind of taken priority. Besides, I don't think I can stand having you walk about so carelessly like today. I said, hold on, I don't have any intention of fighting you. Oh, I do. Just prepare yourself, Shiro. She makes a declaration of war and moves her arm. Just what kind of magecraft is that? The instant she points her left arm towards me, my vision is filled with light. It's about 4 steps if I leap towards the steps leading to the second floor. There's no time to be flustered. I should. Alright. So that is that scene. So now what we are going to do... Actually, I think if I go back to Berserker Decision is probably the better choice. Here. Max out your inventory by just the embers from the hunting quest. I mean, I haven't been using the apples. I probably should be using more apples, but I'm going to be waiting until whatever the hunting quest that drops tomorrow is. Alright, so we want to go as much Reen as possible here, so that means we're first going to be saving, because this is for the true route. So we're going to do as Tosaka says. Skippity-doo-dah. Nope, that was the wrong choice. Why are things not lined up properly? Bottom should mean go down here. Not the other way around, damn it. Go after them. I think that's what... Is that what I need to do, is go after them? Yes, go after them. But most of the time they are that obvious. Okay, I am on the proper choice here. I'm gonna have to do this. Anytime I'm at one of these things, I'm gonna have to do this, which is annoying. Flashing forwards at the speed of light. The fight between Saber and Heracles. Epilepsy be warning. Okay, so save again. Flowchart, so this one is not calling her back, so we bring Saber back. Check, check, check. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. More flashing lights. Epilepsy be warned. So, yes, skip. No save. Skip. 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 Okay, I messed it up. What is that choice? How did I miss that one? Do I have to go back to this? Maybe? Alright. Okay, so this... We're not on the true route yet. So we call Saberback. Okay, there we go. Making a full round of the house. It's essentially nothing, it looks like. Saber's nowhere to be found. Check the detached guest rooms. Can't find her. That's weird. Armor isn't exactly camouflage. Even fully armed and armored Saber eludes me. Supposedly servants can turn into spear forms, but unfortunately she can't with me. First of all, even though I'm a master, I don't know anything about her. I don't even know what she is or how servants are able to exist. One thing I do know is I feel I can get through this strange battle as long as I'm with this golden-haired knight. She's not here either. Looked around the entire house. Size of a traditional Japanese inn, but I played hide-and-seek with Fujini when I was a kid, so I know how the most effective way to search it. Must be in the dojo or the shed if she isn't in the house itself. She's still silent in the dojo. Her appearance is different from yesterday. She's upright, legs tucked beneath herself, wooden floor. She's not wearing her armor. She changed into rather elegant clothes that suit her. Now she sits in wait. Words fail me at the sight. Looks beautiful. So this is all essentially the same dialogue, it looks like. You're awake. What are you doing here? Resting. I think it's going to be something about blind spot, essentially, so... I think so. Straightforward response. So I'm going to wait for a blind spot thing. Like a bit of dialogue about blind spot, perhaps. Sure, being flustered. Which have to change. She's gorgeous. Nerves grow. Okay, so that's essentially it. So no skip. Reload. Back to this one. Alright. So now we're just going full throttle ahead. Bring Saber back. Skip. Skip. No save. Skip. Skip. Also, there's no funny scenes. There was no funny scenes in this one. Dang it. We didn't have a Shiro reconstructive surgery into a mecha in UE dub. Darn. I'm just checking here. So, that is a Heaven's Feel split, I imagine, and I probably need the Sakura reputation for it. Okay. Archery range. Yeah. A lot of the music from FGO seems to come from this, which is kind of cool. I'm glad I've been able to recognize various bits and pieces. So I think it'll be fine if I have Saber reputation here, as long as I make all the proper reputation calls with Rin, is what it comes down to. I just need all the Rin ones. So, flowchart, I don't remember what it was. I left without looking. I think it's the hallway? Yes, it was. So yes, because this is affection. Right. I don't think it matters. Can I accept a loss? This one shouldn't really matter as long as we don't, you know... Let's just, pull the nail out. And this should give us a new scene. I should have saved. Okay, it said something about fully healed. So... I have an idea, maybe? Maybe if we don't try and do something that's gonna get Shiro injured, like pulling the nail out? Mainly because I had not hit any decision points where reputation was on the line. So I'm going to try the don't pull this nail out scene this time. And there is another possibility as well that I can think of. Fight with remaining left arm. Okay, yeah, so that's already missed. Okay. There is one other thing I'm thinking here. These scenes might be linked. So we're going to go with the calling Saber back again. Because this led to a different scene where Shiro wakes up uninjured. So maybe with this, we can get another different scene at that point as well. At least that's my thought process here. We will find out momentarily. And if this doesn't work, then I might honestly look up what the heck I'm missing. Fight with the left arm. Yes! I figured it out! I'm brilliant! So, this is the Tosaka's household living room where Rin Tosaka spends her daily life. Show me your arm. She gets straight to the point. Thanks. Sit on the chair and put my right arm out. She takes off the towel that was wrapped around it. Feels like she's even closer now than before. Just checking. Yep, no relationship stuff here. With her tending my right arm in front of me, I can't help but notice how her beautiful black hair is and makes my heart beat faster. That's weird. The wound is getting smaller than earlier. Did you put some self-healing spell on yourself? No, I definitely didn't. Really? But take a look. Your wound's already pretty much healed. I didn't say anything about being pretty. Wait, what did you just say? I said your wound is pretty much healed. All I did was stop the bleeding, so it shouldn't be like this at all. But I don't know anything about this. You're sure? You are basically an amateur, so I guess there's no way you can use a self-healing spell. Wonder if it has something to do with Saber's abilities. Aw. Why wouldn't you say I'm brilliant? What does my wound healing have to do with Saber's abilities? Well, this is just an assumption, but when you made a contract with Saber, you must have made some mistake, and the flow of power might have been reversed. I don't know what kind of contract you formed, but there are some servants that make contractor immoral. Saber's healing power may be flowing inside you, too. Then, as long as I'm in contact with Saber, even if I get hurt, I should be fine. Well, that's what it means, but you shouldn't rely on it. Saber's the one healing your wounds, so that would mean you're consuming her magical energy. And more to the point, it's the power that heals wounds. It doesn't bring you back to life. If you die, you don't get another chance, so don't do such a reckless thing again. Well, she says all this. Before I even know it, she's finished her treatment and rebandaged my arm. Then she taps my arm and stands. Okay. Figured it out. I did. So now we go to this one more time, and now it is pretty much beelining the true end of UB-Dub, even if I still think that Rin getting her harem is the true ending. Archery range, skip, 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 skip. We'll save here since we now know this is a good save point, just in case we screw up at all. See how Saber's doing. Skip. Skip. A lot of skipping now. Skippity-doo-dah, skippity-day. Fight with arm. Boom, boom, bum. Boom, boom, bum. Boom, boom, bum. Boom. Guess the conflict between Shiro's present and future self isn't integral with the true ending, I suppose. Be more hesitant because, again, this is the Reen route, so kind of hesitate to say, yeah, when it comes down to it, I'll definitely fight Rin. I mean, if you really think about it, Shiro would be less likely to sacrifice his life as a counter guardian if he has both Reen and Saber watching him to make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. You know? Alright, so this is a new scene. We're going to see Sakura before the sun sets. Yeah, I should go check on Sakura before the sun sets. I'm going out for a bit. Don't know what you're up to, but I'll leave dinner to you. Okay, take care. Dinner's going to be a delicious crab egg foo young. Crab egg foo young, huh? I guess even Fujini should be able to make that. So I wonder if we'll see Gil a little early here. I head up the hill as the sun sets. As it's still winter, it's setting pretty early. I need to hurry and go to the Mateo household so I can check up on Sakura. Oh, Senpai, why are you here at this time? Oh, well, I just felt like it. I was just passing by, so I thought I'd drop in. Passing by? Okay, whatever you say. My flustered state must have been funny, as Sakura smiles. Her expression is genuine, and it doesn't look like she's been harassed by Shinji. I really don't have any business here, but what's Shinji doing? Is he home right now? No, I don't think he's home yet. Not home yet? Then who called my house? Didn't Shinji tell you to come back here? Well, Miss Fujimura told me to go home since my grandfather was waiting, so I'm not sure. I see. But it is true that Shinji hasn't talked to Sakura at all. Shinji's her brother, after all. He would never involve such a good sister in this battle between masters. Oh, Shiro. And there's one thing I have to tell her so I don't involve her in this mess. As relief on that note, Sakura, I would appreciate if you stopped helping for a while. So I know the sun, but I won't be able to help you for a little while. Two idiots. Well, you know, Sakura's not really an idiot. Shiro's an idiot, and Sakura just gets idiocy through extended exposure. We stare at each other blankly. 10 seconds pass with us just goofily staring at each other. I'm a bit disappointed, but I'm relieved to hear that from you. I was told to stay home and not go anywhere at night for a while. Yeah, that's right, it's been dangerous lately, so we should have done so earlier. See you, Sakura. Yes, I'll refrain from going to your house for a while. I'm a little disappointed, but I suppose things will return to normal eventually. Until then, please come and visit the Kyoto Club, Senpai. I'm curious... Yep, no bond from that. She bows and goes back into her house. Mitosis, indeed. Though that makes you wonder, did Taiga also catch some of the idiocy, or is she the source of it? Managed to make it back before dinner. I tell Saber, who was angrily waiting for me at the entrance, about what happened today and how we eliminated the battlefield at school, as well as that Tosaka up anticipating a counterattack tomorrow. I don't tell her about Shinji. I don't want her to consider him an enemy unless his true intentions are clear. Understand, then let's eat. Taiga's made dinner, has been waiting. She must be hungry, as Saber makes her way quickly to the living room. I see. I haven't eaten anything she's made since I was a kid. I'm half worried and half looking forward to it. Man, who would have imagined that it was going to turn into such a disaster? Alright, skip. Back to a skip spree. Woo! Just skipping along on the way to try and get the train heading. This is going for longer than I expected. Okay, why'd you ask me to save if there's not any actual reason to save? Okay, so we're gonna be obedient this time. But the odds are greater than 50-50 she's after me. What bothers me is how she's acting. You'd think, based on her personality, that she'd just drag me right out if she had business with me. But waiting around like more regular, everyday girl? She's mostly the source, and Shiro seems to have a sound mind when Kiritsugu is still around, balancing out his stupidity with Taiga when young. Fair. I want to ignore her, but I don't think it's wise. I'm scared of what'll happen if I ignore her. I get up from my seat, holding my lunch. Bracing myself for the interrogation that's sure to come from Goto and the others later, I make for the hallway. Look at Shiro, being obedient. What are you doing here? Obviously, I'm taking a walk. It's natural to go eat lunch during lunch break, right? She's acting too suspiciously. She's restless and doesn't try to make eye contact with me. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Then go find a good spot. I'll be at the student council room. I raise my lunch and say goodbye and turn away at that. Hey, hold on. You're doing this on purpose, right? Hmm? I turn back around. Look, Tosaka, I don't know what happened, but I can't read minds. If you have something to say, out with it. She just stares at me, still unable to explain. Could this be? Did you forget your lunch money? I won't give you my lunch, but I can lend you some money if you want to get a sandwich. Of course not, you jackass. She basically screams. I feel like I remember this scene from the anime more than anything. Like, I feel like there was a scene where Rin's demeanor breaks down in front of everybody in the anime. The hallway goes quiet at once. After a few seconds, everything resumes as if nothing happened. I see. They reject reality to substitute their... Okay, that is very on the nose. That is very on the nose. There's no way that Rin Tosaka, the beautiful idol of the second years and model student moreover, would raise her voice in the hallway, let alone say something like jackass. So what just happened has been ignored and erased from memory. Lucky. I wish I could do the same for the past 4 days or so. If it's not lunch money, then what is it? You're having lunch, right? Then do you want to come with me? I know a much better place than the student council room. She says in a roundabout way while peering at me from time to time. No. Basically, she just wants to talk to me to have a strategy meeting. Oh, Shiro. Wait, is this really that much better a place, Tosaka? Alright, skip time once more. So we do know we need to use our command spell. I don't even need to question that choice there. We'll save. So we should be pretty well on the Rin route now. And we are at the halfway point. Woo! I don't know about that. I can't really tell. I don't look like I've dropped any frames, but... Alright, and we won't ask. We will just tell him. I can check after the stream, essentially. Because this is a full-screen game, I can't really see my frame rate or anything through the Streamlabs desktop app, unfortunately. Alright, so this is going to be a new scene where we're going to contact Tosaka. I need to tell Tosaka that Issei is innocent before she attacks him. This is... Okay, so that's not a Rin choice. Okay. I should hurry. Before the relationship suffers beyond repair, I have to let my hot-headed partner know. So we'll reload after we see this scene, go back to the other thing. She left a while ago. Then, after searching everywhere, I stopped once more at classroom 2A where the final blow was dealt. This sucks. She was so punchy earlier when... Yeah, she went home already. Excuse me. This is starting to feel stupid. Go away, moth. Friggin' flew right in my face. Couldn't smack it without smacking myself. I check the school directory as soon as I get home and call Tosaka as the phone rings. After calling dozen times right before I'm ready to give up, she picks up. Yes, this is Tosaka. The voice on the other end is definitely hers. It's Emiya. Do you have time right now? Stop fooling around. Wait, it's actually you? No, I held off. You guys would have heard if I smacked my own face. I don't have the free time to be playing around with you. That's not it. Sorry, I was just a little surprised. Did something happen for you to call? It's about Issei. I promised I would get cleared up today. He wasn't a master. He doesn't have a command spell anywhere, so there's no doubt. Really, I'm surprised you actually looked into it today. So Issei's innocent, huh? Well, we're out of leads for now, but I guess that's fine. I can't tell whether she's disappointed or relieved. I can't grasp her reaction that well through the phone. Anyway, good work. We'll think about what to do about the search for the master tomorrow. Is that all? If so, I have to go. I don't have anything else to say, but there's one more thing that bothers me. You seemed surprised earlier. Did something happen? I can feel her bewilderment through the phone. After a brief moment of silence, "Nothing, just got surprised since your voice sounded a bit different over the phone." She states the obvious in a cold voice and hangs up. Alright, so do not skip because we now need to reload. So yeah, I guess there is some curveballs here. Contacting Rin is not an affection choice, but checking on Sakura is. Okay, so we are firmly on the Rin route. We are approaching day 9. We are passing by day 9. So watching her is the proper choice. Okay. This one we need to protect Rin. No questions about that one. Just wanted to be 1000% sure that I'm selecting the right thing because I don't need any freaking bad ends. Stalling things out longer. Day 10. So this one is a clear go and talk to Rin because it's the one we haven't chosen. The issue is Tosaka. It's late already, so it's dangerous if I don't get her home soon. Do you know where Tosaka is? I think she went out into the yard. She asked me what was over there in the corner. Still not on the right route for the next week's stream. No, I will be on the right route. Because I'm not going to be stopping at 2.5. I'm stopping when I get the true end. The corner of the yard. Does she mean the shed? Why would she have any business there? Next week is going to be Heaven's Feel beginning. It's cold. The winter air is quick to cool my warm body. Cloud cover keeps the stars from shining, and there's a fine layer of snow on the ground. Man, what is she doing out in the cold? My shivering cut across the yard. While making my way to the shed, I consider getting a coat the next time I go shopping. Emiya? Don't Emiya me. What are you doing here, Tosaka? It's getting late, so we don't have time to be playing around. Yeah, this place is certainly cold. She's suspicious, acting so suspicious that I'm starting to get curious about what she's doing. The door of the shed is open. It's not me, it was open from the start. That's strange, I thought I locked it from the outside. Are you trying to accuse me of something? First of all, you can only lock that worn-out door from the inside. Yeah, that's right. The shed is always open, and you can only lock it from the inside. So how do you know that, Tosaka? I'm checking. Yep, wanted to be sure of that. She clicks her tongue in acknowledgement of her screw-up. I'm beginning to understand that she's pretty bad at handling surprise attacks she hasn't considered before. It's fine, there wasn't anything in there, right? That's where I train, but all I do is practice strengthening. Isn't it like child's play to you? I urge her to go back inside. However, I see you really aren't aware of it. She glares at me as if I'm a challenge for her to surmount. I brace myself against the uncomfortable feeling in the air. She narrows her eyes at that. I thought that was the case. It's natural for your magecraft to fail if the one responsible is like this. Hold on, are you talking about the projection magecraft? That's right, I'm talking about the replicas without anything inside that were lying around in the shed. You don't even know how ridiculous that is. You don't have any steps or formula, you're full of it in every way that you think strengthening is an extension of projection. My bad, I guess. But it's fine, I don't intend for it to succeed since projection is only practice for strengthening. It's nothing more than a way to confirm my basics. That's what I mean by you're full of it. Confirming your basics via projection? Look, try saying that to any other mage. You'd be pinned inside a specimen box to be displayed. Her words sound like a joke, but she's completely serious. Sorry, I don't quite get what you're trying to say, but are you telling me not to train more? That's obvious. All you can do is keep on training. But yeah, if we want to increase our fighting capability right away, you might become useful if you change your process a bit. I don't know where her hostility went, but she starts pondering seriously. Change my process for strengthening. Were you listening, you thickhead? It's obvious I'm talking about projection, not strengthening. We can't rely on strengthening performed by an amateur, but your projection is different. You're able to project archers' swords, even if only temporarily, so you'll be useful right away if you just recreate that. What you're saying would be reasonable, but what happened yesterday was just by chance. I probably won't be able to do it again, even if you tell me to. That's why you're an amateur. If you're able to do it at all, whether on purpose or not, means you're capable of doing it at will. First of all, that wasn't luck at all. Mages who work with the outside world like me have tons of magecraft that we can't recreate even if we know it, but you're getting all the required materials from your inner world. So you should be able to recreate it as long as you're alive. Sorry, it was the moth. Did I get it? I think I got it. Nope. I think I got it. Definitely got it that time. Now, for my inner world. But isn't that obvious? Magical energy is created from magic circuits within you, so it's all coming from within you. Well, I'm not trying to smack it, I'm trying to squish it. For God's sake, I guess there's no helping it because you're self-taught, but this is bad. Projection aside, I guess I'll have to teach you everything else from scratch. She sighs dramatically. I know I'm an amateur, but it gets up my gall that Tosaka says so. That's none of your business. I've been able to do just fine by myself, so I should be fine by myself in the future. What are we gonna do about our meeting? It's already late. We can't waste time forever. Late? What time is it? It's 9 p.m. It's getting to the point where girls shouldn't be out and about alone. No, it's still early. Well, let's get it over with quickly if you say so. She nods and heads back toward the house. How is it still early? It's pretty dangerous for a girl to be out this late. 9 is like midnight. Yeah, for her to say it's still early, is she not aware she's a girl? I should stop thinking of scary stuff. I shake my head and erase the ominous thoughts from my head. Hey, hurry up. She calls back. In response, I run to the porch. Skip. 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 Save. Exactly. Again, that's Shiro's sexism at work. He's thinking that 9 p.m. is essentially midnight for girls. Shiro. So we'll teach the culprit a lesson. We're going to have Shiro look inside because this is thematically appropriate. And we will refuse. Just keep skipping. We are approaching the end of the stuff. So we're on day 12-ish. We're gonna meet up with Tosaka, no questions about that. I think we give Rin in the opening now. No. We don't give Rin the opening, that's right. Don't be reckless, Shiro. You will go help her, because this is a choice that isn't actually a choice. Okay, and this one, there is no choice, but we are going to be... Rin's smile, scary, Rin's gloom, serious, Rin's smile, kind of cute. Okay, I didn't even realize that each of these scenes were named this. Scary smile, seriously gloomy, or kind of cute smile. That's honestly kind of fun. I'm just checking real quick, making sure I don't have anything missing so far. Yeah, okay, we're good. So, make her smile kind of cute. Keep skipping. Alright. See you when you get back, Janice, though. Who knows if I'll still be going when you get back, because, again, I don't imagine that, there's gonna be too much more here. So, don't mind, but under one condition, get some Rin affection. Lady Rin Blushes is the name of that scene. That's kind of hilarious. That's, again, hilarious. Alright. I feel like we are pretty much approaching the end of any content that has not been seen. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we should be approaching the end of any content that has not been seen. So thinking alone was a thing, but I imagine going to speak with her directly will also be it. So yeah, so I do have to skip through this because I mispressed buttons. Skippity-doo-dah, skippity-day, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dun, skippity-doo-dah. Okay, that was quick. So Shiro would try to stop them, but he will not succeed. Bum, boom, bum, bum, boom. No. Boom, boom, bum. 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 Okay. So we save. Again. This should be the final decision point, and strategizing with Rin is the final of the unseen scenes. And after this, this better be an affection point with Rin, and then we can get this scene, which whatever that is, and then that should lead to the true ending. Okay, strategize. Checking. It is. Okay, that's right. There's no way I can sleep like this. A strategy against Gilgamesh. If we're to face a cold-hearted enemy like that, we will end up with nothing but regret if we don't try to find an opportunity. If we go to Ryoto Temple now, I'm sure someone is going to die. Rather than end up with a regret like that, it's not a shame to try and do anything to struggle up until the last moment. Are you still awake? I knock on her door. Wait a minute, don't you dare come in right now. Knowing her, I thought she'd be sleeping by now, but it seems she's still awake. Not only that, she's panicking. I can hear her running around the room for something. It seems she's finally calming down. After a loud, deep breath I can hear through the wall, she opens the door. And, what do you want? She glares at me as soon as we see each other. Well, let's continue our conversation from earlier. I want to think more about how we can counter Gilgamesh. Huh. Why are you staring at me down like that? Are you in a really bad mood right now? I already know what she's going to say, but it doesn't hurt to ask. What do you think? She'd obviously yell at me, but I'm really curious, so I end up asking her anyway. Welcome back, Janice. However... Never mind, it's not like I'm actually mad at you. Well, now she's making me even more confused. Do you have a fever or something? No, I don't. Will you just come in? If you want to talk about Gilgamesh, then I actually want to go to your room and discuss something with you. She drags me into the room and locks the door, then she slowly moves back into the room. Anyway, I start to move to the center. Facing toward her, I sit down across from her. Silence. About Gilgamesh. Okay, so this is essentially the same scene as Shiro just trying to sleep on his own, but Shiro's making the first move, it seems. Yes, that is the case. Okay. So back to the skipping, and we should, if everything is correct, should see a split here that will lead to a different ending. There we go. Dot dot dot. It's a rapid stream of light that illuminates everything. In the midst of that, the swordsman accepted the end of her battle. Okay, so this is after Saber uses Excalibur on the Grail. This is the end. This is it for my battle. Who was that addressed to? The wielder of the sacred sword goes to her knees and gazes at the light with a flood of emotions. The crumbling Holy Grail. The thing that she sought. The thing that was supposed to save her. She destroyed it with her own hands, and the King of Knights finally realized her mistake. One boy and one hero. That man who had become twisted at the end of his ideal that he had held for a long time was still a boy. His regrets are so heavy that they cannot be carried, and his sins are so deep they cannot be atoned for. But there was something that he did not give up on. At the very end, the Knight in Red has reached an answer that no one can affect. Then, she has to move forward as well. In her last moment, wounded, she took her hands off her sword. She'll run that past that hill with her own will. The contract is complete. Victory is yours, Rin. The sacred sword fades. There is still magical energy left. She can stay in this world if she pushes herself. If possible, she wants to watch over what awaits them until the end. However, that is not my role. Shiro has Rin. The knight's body continues to fade until it vanishes, engulfed by the light. Like a graceful gust of wind, the king who sought the Holy Grail sets off for the Hill of Destiny without leaving a single memory behind. Okay. So, I suppose that's justification for why Rin does not get her harem. I suppose. Shiro's not going to go that easily. And here we go with the true end. Epilogue. So, the true end for UB-Dub is not just Rin being with Shiro, but also Saber accepting that she needs to move past things. Sometimes I recall that sword fight. The sparks of clashing swords, the hustling intense spirit. The many attacks were inexperienced, not something that one could call a sword dance. We were both clumsy and did not know of retreat. The ridiculous sounds of swords were annoying and I have no memory of them. At that time, I lost an answer and found an answer at the same time. A plus and a minus makes 0. Nothing has changed after all. He's him and I'm me. I'm just dreaming of his fading memories. It's only been a month, but it already feels so nostalgic. Feels like it happened so long ago. The memory of it is fading day by day, and I can't even remember what the person I was fighting looked like. That also can't be helped. That was something that was impossible from the start. It's not like either of us believed that fight would change anything. We just tried to attack our shadow to ascertain ourselves. That's why there was nothing we would gain from winning. Something like that has been stuck from the start and won't go away. It's the end if you lose, and there's no prize if you win. Man, it really didn't pay off. But I can still recall it if I close my eyes. The echoing sounds of unrefined metals. A distant and blinding sword fight that did not know of retreat. It was our beliefs that clashed with each other. I opposed my own ideal to carry out my hope. The outcome is still undecided. I don't know which one won or which one remained. It should be a while until the answer comes out. An illusion like a mirage that disappears if one turns around. Just using the reverberations as a guide, my feet will eventually reach this place. Zahak is streaming Honkai. Hey, wake up, you fool. Everyone left for the assembly. Are you planning to boycott it even though you're still at school? My body is being shaken. The voice brings my sleeping mind back to reality. Wait, why are you here? I lift my face up from my desk and stare at my classmate's face. Maybe I'll raid him after this. Why, this is our classroom. Today's our last day of being second years, and it's 10 minutes before our end-of-term assembly. I came to look for you since I didn't see you, but I didn't think you would actually be sleeping. I don't know if he's panicking or if he's mad, but it's rare for Issei to be yelling. It's only Issei and me in the classroom. It's 9:50 a.m. The end-of-term assembly is from 10 a.m., so everyone must have gone to the gymnasium. Hello? Are you really awake, Emiya? Yeah, I'm completely awake now. Thanks, Issei. I'm glad you came to wake me up. Fair enough. Yeah, it's fine if you understand, but thank me later. We won't make it unless we hurry. I can't even imagine what kind of rampage Miss Fujimura will go on if she finds out we're not there. Got it. Can't face my classmates if she gives us a ridiculous amount of homework before vacation. I'll make sure to calm her down. Yeah, I'm counting on you. Forget facing our classmates. We'd definitely be cursed if we get even more homework. That's a scary way to put it, but it's frightening how true it is. Last summer, the amount of extra homework we got after we made Fujini mad was insane. It wasn't even English homework. I don't know what she was thinking when she told us to enter some competition anyway in the country and win a medal. Anywhere in the country. I'm telling you to hurry. Sorry, I'm coming. We should hurry to the gymnasium for now. It takes 3 minutes if we run from here to the gymnasium. We should be able to get there with 5 minutes before no teacher finds us. We can't run in the hallway. That was naive of me. As expected of the student council president, he's really committed as he's still following the rules even in this situation. That's honorably be Issei, but we won't make it if we walk. Let's hurry without running. Even if it's a minute before, we can make up any excuse as long as we get there on time. I nod and walk faster. It's mid-March, but the sky I see is amazingly blue. Fuyuki has long winters, but it seems like spring is finally around the corner. The day went by quickly. It's been a month since the Holy Grail War, and the town is back to normal Fuyuki City. The Holy Grail was destroyed, and most of the damage caused by the Masters was taken care of by the Church. I don't want to know. The person that came to be a substitute for Kirei Kotomene was an old but energetic, and everything was settled efficiently. But the traces of the war are still left here and there. Soichiro Kuzuki, who chose to fight as a master, is considered missing. Issei was sad that Kuzuki, whom he respected as an older brother, was gone, but he suddenly showed up to this temple to start with. It's only fitting he leaves the same way. He just laughed it off. But what surprised me was Fujini, since it turns out they often drank tea together. She confessed she wanted to have a match with him at least once, so it seems like she saw right through the fact that he was a master of martial arts. Shinji's life was saved by Tosaka, and he's currently in the hospital. Apparently the hospital is part of the Mage Association, and his body's recovering. Sakura is busy visiting him, so she's been showing up only on the weekends this past month. I went to go snoop on them once, but they were getting along so well I thought I was seeing things. That's right! You know, it just took Shinji essentially being a vessel for all the world's evils for a little bit of time for him to actually become a decent person. I don't know if whatever was possessing him went away from that incident, or if he's just unenergetic from the wounds. Either way, the Shinji I saw being taken care of by Sakura was sarcastic but sincere, and he's acting more like the Shinji that I first met. Gotta wonder what happens with Zouken and Fate and UB-Dub. Saber's not here anymore. After she destroyed the Holy Grail, she left this world as a servant. The moment she destroyed the Grail with her own hands, she must have been released from whatever was binding her. It's frustrating I didn't get to say goodbye, but I should be glad that she's been released from her fixation on the Holy Grail. If I'm able to see her again, I want to thank her as much as I can. And, finally, the most important person, Tosaka. We go down to the first floor on our way to the corridor towards the gymnasium. Oh, Mr. President, are you patrolling the building at this time, or are you taking care of each classroom? I'm getting tired of saying this each time, but you really are diligent. I imagine he meant a special hospital that's part of the Mage Association. We run into the one representing the students in the assembly instead of the student council president as she comes out of the teacher's office. To be fair, I would not be surprised if in UB-Dub, Zouken is dead, because Shinji does take Gilgamesh to the house, and Gilgamesh does see all the insects. And given Gilgamesh's demeanor, I could totally see him just sending Shinji away and cleansing Zouken from the world. As far as the Fate route, no idea. I'm also tired of hearing that line. Try guessing something else for once. Or do you keep saying that on purpose? Issei glares at her. Of course it was on purpose. Why did you just realize that, Ryudo? I see. I thought you had a bit more sense of humor, but you really are a blockhead. I'm sorry. I always do the same greeting to show my affection for you, but I guess it was hard for you to understand. What do you mean, affection? I don't remember you ever showing me affection. Come on, Emiya. We'll be late if we concern ourselves with this vixen. Issei sure doesn't get along with her. Well, I feel the same way, so I'm in no position to feel sympathy. And our eyes meet as I pass by her. We decide that we would act normally when there are others around. I naturally ignore her and follow Issei. However... Good morning, Emiya. I'm glad you seem to be well this morning, too. I don't know what she didn't like, but she embraces my arm and puts on a big smile. My mind goes blank. We've been seeing each other every day, but this is the first time we've touched each other like this in a month. Dark long-sleeved navy shirt that fits Shiro's color. It's pretty hard. I can imagine. Shiro definitely has some unique clothing options. I definitely try not to blush and resist her touch. I'm joking, but it is true that I'm glad, Emiya. Let's go home together once you finish helping out the student council after the assembly. I'll keep on waiting for you in my classroom. She puts on emphasis on keep on waiting. What are you saying? Go him already. It has nothing to do with you, Ryudo. Oh, if you'll excuse me, I'm also busy since I have to make a speech in place of the student council president. What? She leaves with the noisy footsteps of a victor. What's going on, Emiya? What's your relationship with that vixen? Well, it's hard to explain. First of all, I think I told you before that we became acquaintances. That was a month ago. I warned you to do yourself a favor and cut ties with her. I get it. Does she know your weakness? I guess you can call it a weakness. I knew it. Damn it, I cannot let you go now, Tosaka. Consult me, Emiya. Confess, Emiya. Let's pray that Buddha will give that vixen her due punishment. He shakes my shoulders. Look at the time, you say. The assembly's starting. I don't care. Starts with that Vixen speech anyway. It'll be mentally good for us to be a little late. The student council president is still shaking my shoulders. He's usually calm, but he's a different person when it involves Tosaka. She must be his natural enemy, but... Sorry, Issei. Feel bad letting you down, but I can't do anything about her. She'll beat me instead if I go beat her. Do yourself a favor and don't go near her. That's rare for you to be so negative. Is the weakness that she knows about that bad? Unfortunately, so I'm leaving it to you to deal with her. I'm sure it'll be a tough fight, but do your best on my behalf. I see. Alright, don't worry, Amiya. For a better school life, I shall do whatever it takes to reveal her true identity and bring her downfall. That Vixen seems to be scheming something with the athletic clubs, but the student council will be solid as a rock in a year. The real match starts then. The student council president laughs fearlessly. Oh, Issei, we'll all be graduating in a year. The end of the term assembly ends, and the school starts to calmly lose its liveliness. Spring break has started. Most of the students have left with a smile, and the athletic clubs are already starting their training camps today. There aren't that many students left in the building. All the classrooms are empty, and all that's left is in the hallway is the redness from the sunset. So you're finally done, huh? Issei really makes you help until the very end. I'm sure that's his way of getting back at me. An empty classroom. Tosaka smiles and says so as soon as she sees me in class 2A, tinted by the sunset. You idiot. It's because you did that ridiculous thing. I would have been released earlier had you not said anything unnecessary. I entered the classroom complaining. I wonder why I feel so restless in other classrooms, even though they all look the same. What are you saying, it's my fault, Shiro? Half of it, definitely you. Look, you're the one who said we should act like strangers until we're third years, since it'll be weird if we suddenly get close, so why'd you do such a thing? Today's our last day of being second year, so it should be fine if I get a bit of a head start. First of all, there are other ways to ignore me. Maybe it's fine to do so if we pass by each other during lunch break, but you could have at least acknowledged me, since we're the only ones there. I don't know what she's upset about, but Tosaka complains while looking the other way. Is it because of the classroom during the sunset? The gesture that I'm used to seeing looks so fresh and cute that it makes me admire her. Here, I got this, but do you want it? I offer the orange juice pack that is distributed to students to help clean up. Yeah, I'll take it. Hey, you're thoughtful when it comes to stuff like this. She accepts the juice pack and takes a sip out of the straw. She's sitting by the window. She's looking down at the campus as if looking at something bright. You miss high school and school before university because the only place where you gather your friends soon become reason. Yeah, true. Very true. High school and school before university in general. It is nostalgia. Follow her example and look down at the campus while sipping. It must be the track team running. Our athletics department is really lively, even though it's spring break starting tomorrow. Weren't you on the track team before, Amiya? Then she suddenly asks me something strange. Track team? No, I was always in the archery club. I see. I guess some people are like that. Seeing the sunset just reminded me. Telling me to forget about it, she sips on her orange juice. Excuse me. I'll forget if she tells me to. When she calls me Amiya instead of Shiro, half the time she's making a sarcastic remark, and the other half is when she's saying something important. I'm sure this one was the latter. After a month of her grueling magecraft course, I'm finally starting to notice her habits. Time sure does fly by. It's already been a month since the Holy Grail War ended and you became my apprentice. At this rate, I'm sure a year will fly by as well. It's been a month since I started learning magecraft from her in hopes of becoming stronger. So much free time. I've been putting in hard work and tossed around by her malicious nature, so it was a whirlwind, but it went by quickly. The past month seemed long, but felt fast. So then, a year might go by as quick as spring break. Year, huh? We'll be leaving the school by that time. Yeah, today will be our last time in this classroom, and we'll be in a new classroom starting from April. Just like that, we'll be going to another place a year from now. She holds her knees and blankly stares out the window, still looking down at the campus. Another place, huh? I wonder what I'll be doing when I graduate a year from now. I don't even have to think about it. What I must do doesn't change. I just need to make my ideal come true just like he believed. Well, and I have one other goal that's just as big right now, but I don't want to think about it too much since it's irritating. Amiya, what are you going to do when you graduate? Are you going to succeed your father after all? Well, yeah, but there's more to succeed my father. I want to become a proper mage already, or else I won't look cool, right? Oh, who are you trying to look cool for? This is it. In other words, the other goal is to make her admit defeat. It doesn't matter. Anyway, my biggest priority is to become a proper mage, so that's why I became your apprentice. Please look after me for one more year. Oh, you're rather confident, trying to become a proper mage in just 1 year. I took over the role of a mentor bracing myself for at least 10 years, but you're fine with just 1 more year, huh? 10 years? I appreciate it, but, oh no, that's not what I meant. That's a really long way ahead. Wouldn't you get tired too? Not really. Just like your goal is to become a proper mage, my goal is also to make you a proper mage. I have it all planned out in my head, you know. Do you want me to write it all out for you? That's... I couldn't ask for more, but... I guess it's impossible. You're gonna succeed your father, right? That means you're staying in this town after you graduate. Yeah, well, what about you? Your family supervises Fuyuki, right? Doesn't that mean you can't leave this town either? I'm going to London when I graduate. I was able to get a recommendation from the Mage Association from this incident, so they're admitting me without any exams. You mean that London? The headquarters of the Mage Association? Yes, there's a limit on what I can do in Fuyuki, so I'm thinking of studying at the clock tower for about 5 years. I heard my father did the same, so isn't it natural to go to the most prestigious educational institution if I want to become a proper mage? I'm surprised. It's so sudden that my eyes get wide and my head becomes empty. For Tosaka, who's a legitimate mage, that much is natural. I finally realized the difference in our positions that I hadn't thought of until now. London, huh? That's really impressive, right? Not so sure about that. It's vexing, but they didn't invite me because they acknowledged my individual powers. I was only invited because of my father's accomplishments and because I was the last one standing. She says it casually, but it must be impressive after all. True. I wonder if it's Waver that extended the recommendation, because he is the only survivor from any Holy Grail war that would be at the Mage Association. But London, huh? That's indeed a bit too far. And just like my old man who wasn't a part of the Mage Association, I'm also not good with formal stuff like that. But you also have the qualification in that case. If I recommend you, I'm sure they would at least let you take the entrance exam. But I might be able to move there at least. I can start working more, study English, save up enough for the flight to Britain, and about a month's worth of living expense and find a job over there. I know you're not enthusiastic since the association is the enemy territory for you, but the clock tower has the proper equipment and great environment for training. Oh, but you have to keep your reality marble a secret, so I guess they'll test your basics. Man, would 1 year be enough? No, even if I hypothetically rent an apartment there. I don't know what kind of place the clock tower is, but I'm sure she'll be even busier. In that case, I should study on my own and go see her once I become a proper mage. Yeah, that's right. First of all, London isn't even suited for me. I bet I'll faint if I go there, and it's filled with people like Kotomene. Hey, are you listening, Emiya? Did you say something, Tosaka? She goes quiet with a clouded expression. Then, as she takes a deep breath with a serious expression, I forgot to mention this, but I'm getting invited as a successor for the Tosaka family. In other words, I'm able to get an actual room to myself as a proper mage. She says something that doesn't make sense. I'm telling you that they approve of me as a mage, so it's natural for me to have an apprentice or two, right? You know, they have factional disputes over there, so they said I'm allowed to take at least one apprentice. She glances at my face. That means, even if I'm thick-headed, I can at least tell what she's trying to say. In other words, that's right, it seems like it can take at least one person who unconditionally has an assistant. In that case, you won't have to take the exam and you'll be exempt from any tuition fees. Well, you'll be in a disadvantageous position when you're a student at the association without being a part of it. You know, maybe he just thinks Kotomene is the stereotypical mage, perhaps. And he's feeling like maybe the clock tower will be filled with people like Kotomene. I don't know. I cannot get into Shiro's headspace. Color returns to my mind that went white. Now I force color back into it and mobilize it. What she's saying is, I rack my brain and absorb myself into weighing my options that I have a year from now. I must look funny being flustered as she's giggling. What? I'm not being manipulated by your words. That's all I have to say. I'll be going to London. She looks softly at me. I don't think we've gotten this soundtrack in FGO yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not think we've gotten this soundtrack yet. She looks at me with a mischievous expression. Except for maybe at the very end of part 1. So, what will you do, Shiro? She gently asks me as if seeing through my heart. My face turns red at an instant. Her words and behavior alone blows away my trivial humility and dislike towards the association. This is what I mean by Tosaka knowing my weakness. Falling for her is a weakness that I haven't been able to deal with for a long time. You're suddenly quiet. I haven't heard your answer yet. She keeps smiling mischievously. She knows what my answer is, yet she pursues and attacks me mercilessly. So London is honestly too far, but I can't imagine learning Magecraft from anyone other than her. And more than that, it wasn't even thinking of parting with her. Most of all, I want to begin with her. Jeez, be clear. This is important. You'll become my assistant, but will you come with me? Shut up, idiot. Idiot, idiot, idiot. If it's so important, tell me about it in a more appropriate place. I can't answer you when it's so sudden. I don't know what'll happen to me if I stay like this, so I look away from her. I still feel her presence through my back. She happily watches me sweat. Shiro, what's your answer? A gentle voice like a whisper. I give up. Was it that hard to just reply and nod honestly? But I can't look back at her unless I say it clearly. Idiot. Don't ask me such an obvious question. I look at her with just my eyes and tell her my true feelings to the best of my ability. Her smile widens from those words. Yeah, then I look forward to working with you from now on too, Emiya. I'm gonna train you without holding back until you become a proper mage, so brace yourself. Same here. By the way, I'm taking that seriously. I'm gonna become a proper mage, so you'll have to look after me. Of course, it's my ambition to turn you into a new man and make you happy. I won't give up just from being taken to London. I don't know where her previous cuteness went. She says it with a confident smile and jumps off the desk. The sun should set soon. Spring break will end, it'll become April, and another year should pass by quickly. We will part with this scenery until then. After a year, I'll be spending my last moments of student life with Tosaka like this. Let's go home. We're going to have a lively dinner at your place tonight. We leave the classroom without any regrets. I hear the liveliness of the athletic clubs from the schoolyard. Their shouts are distant and remind me of a sword fight some long time ago. I can't stay in the same place forever. Her and I will be going to a different place a year from now. It should be a while until I find out whether this is the right choice or not. I recall that red figure, just once. Neither this classroom nor that sword fight will change. Everything is the same. An illusion like a mirage that disappears if one turns around. But I can get there if I aim high. I will definitely catch up to his back with Tosaka's help. So I'll come up with an answer at that time. The sound of swords echoing in the distance. Using that as a guide, I will eventually reach that place. You will eventually reach the throne of heroes, but not as a counter-guardian. Walking with the wind blowing on your face, walking towards the future. Busy days with no compass to guide you. After traveling to distant exotic countries, you will return to where you belong, one sunny day. And that is the true end of UB-Dub. Because now we get the pictures. Okay, so I definitely remember the anime expanding upon the true ending there. I remember it flashing forwards to the time in the clock tower, and I distinctly recall Luvia being in that scene as well, as Waver. I guess so. The whole London scene was anime original indeed. But it was a good anime original. It definitely, added on to the end of the story, I think. Thank you. But, yeah, overall, I definitely feel like UB-Dub right now is probably my favorite of the routes, I'd say. Fate was great. I've never played it before, and I'm glad I got to play it, but UB-Dub has definitely been my favorite of all of the routes. Heaven's Feel is obviously the next one, and I do feel like there's going to be a lot that I don't know with Heaven's Feel as well, since the only Heaven's Feel we got was the movies, and while those are more recent compared to the Unlimited Blade Works anime, they're also movies, which I'm guessing means they cut parts out from the visual novel. So there's probably content that will surprise me in Heaven's Feel, and it's just going to be a matter of what encounters I have, especially the bad ends. As far as bad ends for Heaven's Feel goes, I only know of one bad end, Mind of Steel, and I don't know how it's gotten, but I do know of Mind of Steel, and I'm interested in seeing exactly how it is, but that is all future me concerns. For now, I think I'm going to call this stream here, and after I call the stream officially, I will be sending the raid to Sahak. So for now, for the YouTube audience, I've been SoulRackDragon. I hope you've all enjoyed today's stream. If you did, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. Hang on. Answer? What came back to me was a distant memory. It was a sign he should have forgotten and discarded, something that should not have returned. The sparks from swords clashing, swords pressing against each other. Dozens of premature and immature attacks and defenses are exchanged. The match couldn't even be called an elegant exchange of swords. It's a clumsy melee of each side denying the other. So how did this once worn-out vow get revived? It's an unbelievable fight between swords. He charges in despite being fully wounded. His fingers broken, limbs ripped, and the boy doesn't even realize it, but his breathing has long since stopped. The speed is insignificant and the blows he delivers are mediocre. This is Emiya. Even though he absorbed his knowledge and reached a point where he could withstand battle, he's back to being clumsy as he was before. He executes a haphazard, mediocre attack. However, that first blow is heavier than any other of the attacks before. There is no such thing as a hero of justice. Knowing better than anyone else that his ideals are false, he silences that thought. His distorted mind cannot bear it, and collapses. It's clear to the boy that his own contradictions are going to eat him up. But he shows no indication that he's going to submit. There's no sign of falsehood in him, as he wields the blade while his body is torn apart, and his mental state dissolves. The intensity of this conflict is incompatible to anything in the past. The boy swings his sword full-heartedly. The two sides struggle. The space is filled with sparks, and anything that tries to intervene is instantly cut to pieces. It is the embodiment of two parties' minds, which were repelling each other, yet melding together. A decisive blow is struck. It's simply the final spark and ember emitted by a person in their last moments. The boy gasps and nearly falls over with each blow, then steps back and swings his sword again. Seeing that, he's convinced. His enemy doesn't have any strength left. The boy in front of him is on the verge of death, corpse-like. And yet, why does the boy continue to wield the sword as if he has infinite strength? He briefly sees a vision. He must have gotten tired of seeing his opponent swinging his sword despite knowing it was pointless. Irritation, the most aberrant impulses, well up within him. What did he feel was beautiful and noble? The boy says he doesn't want to see people die meaninglessly. If it's possible, is there a way to save everybody who's suffering? Of course not. He knows a wish like that is meaningless hypocrisy. The idea that others are more important than oneself is not something that should ever cross one's mind. However, how wonderful would it be to be able to live like that? How great would it be to hold such an ideal like that? He can't hear what his enemy is saying. His enemy's voice is so weak, yet the sword he wields is fierce. Looking closer, the boy's hands gripping the sword have melded with the hilt. He must have done it to secure the sword, but by doing that, he will directly feel the impact from the sword. The boy is covered with blood, and if he retreats even a step back, he'll fall forward as a corpse. Every attack the boy executes must be equivalent to agony in hell. The boy's voice is inaudible. The boy who's on the brink of death frantically goes up against an obstacle before him. The man doesn't need to be told what drives the boy to continue moving. It's a bad dream. The man is shown a reflection of his own past. The boy continues to swing with his shredded arm. The only thing that can be heard is a strained yell. There were people that could not be saved, and he himself could not be saved. He saw the memories fade away meaninglessly and unjustifiably and vowed that he would never let that happen again. There's only one thing that comes to mind. What he believes. What he believed. An ideal he once swore to never let anyone else have. Even now he swore he would not let anyone take it away from him. And then, the man realizes that there is no end to this repeating conflict. The enemy will not stop. The enemy will not stop on his own. The boy strikes with all his might, but his efforts do not grab the man's attention. The boy is trying to cut down himself. He's the one who is doing the obstructing. The enemy is wielding his sword for what he believes in, for the sake of what he can continue to believe in. Realizing that, the man gnashes his teeth. He sees the boy fighting, even if he knows he can't win. Even if he knows there's no point. Welcome back, J6. That is exactly the mistake the man once made. But then, why? This was an unexpected scene post-credits, by the way. Why does he keep looking at the boy straight on? The high-pitched sounds of metal. The attack finally gets parried. The opponent should never have been able to block the attack, but he repels the man's attack with all his might as if it were natural. The mirror shatters. He's not that strong. He's not at all strong. The way he looks when he fights is ugly and it's beyond appalling. But that sight, who in this world could laugh and scorn him for that? He holds his breath. The enemy flicks his sword and resheaths it in a single larger stance. This will be the final attack. Will he be able to stand any longer with his wounded body and spirit fading? He will. The boy overcame those extreme limits 10 times already. Then, even if the man prevents this incoming attack, the enemy in front of him will surely not stop. He wields his sword as he crumbles to the ground, but his eyes, they're looking straight at him. Briefly, he sees a familiar dream. This dream, who thought of it and who passed it down to whom? Essentially the true end. And we are in a post-credit scene from Archer's perspective, looking back at the clash between him and Shiro, I'm guessing. The boy's voice finally reaches his empty heart. A single scene comes into sight. What an ugly, obsessive, false sense of goodwill. A beautiful, struggling ideal. The final blow comes, but the man does not see the sword that is about to pierce his chest. That is the only thing that motivates the boy. Even if his heart is fake, the beauty of what he believes in is real. And that's something that can't be faked. That was the only thing the man could be proud of, the thing that was once his own strength. The boy tries to complain with a crushed throat. He wants everyone to be happy. That's right. There was no way to turn back from the very beginning, because this dream is, without a doubt, countless sins and mistakes were committed by his hands. There is no way to atone for them other than to curse and eliminate himself. His blood-soaked hands were proof that he would never be forgiven. And yet, his gaze is straight. Mistakes and lies. He shakes off everything that pierces him, and he continues to run without stopping. The potato debate, whether potatoes existed in Britain, J6. The battle ends in victory. Still, the pain that pierces his chest will not pardon his sins. To a man who curses himself, salvation will never come. But he gains a small answer. The answer will only last until he fades once again. It's a minute, a minute and meaningless one, that will be forgotten the next time he is summoned. There's nothing to feel remorse over. It's something that has already been established, something that the boy will spend the rest of his life building. There is only one thing that comes to mind. There is regret. He doesn't know how many times he wished to start over. This conclusion and ending, Amiya will continue to curse it forever. And yet, I was not wrong. There's nothing to talk about. The boy will stay while the man will go. The only thing that remains in memory will be the exchanged blows. The path stretches into the distance. Relying on distant echoing sounds, the boy heads for the wilderness. Fiend. So, this is essentially Amiya conceding that Shiro is walking the proper path, I think. I think that's what that comes down to. That's my interpretation, at least. And, before I properly sign off on this stream this time, it does make me think. We know that heroic spirits are figures whose souls are removed from the flow of time, removed from the cycle of reincarnation, etc., etc., etc. Amiya is a counter-guardian, yes, but he is technically also in the Throne of Heroes. So does that mean that Shiro Amiya that Amiya has is a composite Shiro Amiya as well, perhaps? I don't know. I truly don't know, but that's gonna be it for Unlimited Blade Works. Properly signing off this time. Next week, for those watching this on Twitch, we will be finally jumping in to Heaven's Feel. We'll clean up these last missing bits here, these last missing choices we've not done, and then start the Heaven's Feel route. For now, though, for YouTube, it's going to be a while until you see Heaven's Feel, I imagine, but still, like this video if you enjoyed this longer than usual Fate Stay Night video. Comment on the video if you have anything to say. Subscribe to my channel because it will be helpful. Follow me on YouTube, not on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, because then you can see when I go live, and join the Discord in the description down below. But for now, thank you again so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.